And a very good morning to you. Welcome to here on Shop on TV on ITV1 and STV. My name is Alan Ennis. I'm going to be with you right through till 3 in the morning. But I am not alone. I am being joined by the wonderful and fabulous Bev Hare.
Hello everybody, good morning.
Now Bev is known in the industry as the Queen of Clean. What she doesn't know about cleaning is not worth knowing, and she specialises in steam, so we call her the Queen of Steam. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the Portly Vaporetto SV660 Steam Mop with portable steam cleaner and 19 accessories, 19 of them. And I'm not going to tell you even what any of them does because that's what Bev is going to do tonight. But the details are there. Our usual price, $199.99. Tonight, you can get this for $139.99. Bev, tell us a little bit about this video.
Oh, what a fantastic system we have. You have an instrument that will clean any washable surface in your home. Also, you can add water to it anytime you want. So if you run out of water just on that last bit of floor, you can go and add to it. You don't have to wait for it to cool down. Also, you can put fragrance in it to make the room smell of a particular fragrance, which we'll be showing you that later on in the show. But everything about this mop is lightweight, it's quick, it's easy, 20 seconds heat up time, and it's good to go. All your surfaces, all your floor surfaces, sealed wooden floors, tiles, carpets, you name it, you can use it. Then you can make it into a handheld unit. You've got 19 accessories, which you then can clean the entire home from top to bottom, whether it's the grouting, whether it's the shower enclosure, whether it's the sink. You can even unblock sinks with this. You can deodorize every single surface. You can also get rid of pet hair that gets stuck on the beds and the cushions. You can refresh your coats. You can also clean all of your kitchen, the cupboards, the sink, the tiles. You've even got a window squeegee that you can clean your windows and mirrors. And when it's finished, it all drops down to that small size, which is fantastic at being stored away nice and neat, ready for you to use again when you're ready.
And of course, it all comes from that brilliant name of Portly. We will find out about the history of Portly as we go through tonight as well with Bev. But also, don't forget, if you do want to get this one, you pick up the phone, 0333 241 241. Talk to our operators, give them that item number there, 079663. I have to look at that down because these are multi-vote as well. Now, if you want to spread the payment on that, you can with PayPal Pay in 3. Jump onto our website with that and go in and then apply. Just fill in the little bits that you need to, and it's £48.65. It'll be your first payment of 3 on that. So if you do want to push that right across. Now, if you also love Portly and you find ironing a real chore, well, let's make that a lot easier for you, because also tonight we have got a wonderful iron from Portly. Now, when you see what this does and how well it works, you will be blown away by it. It's the Portly Vaporetto Simply VS1012, that's what it's called. It's a steam generator iron. Bev, tell us a bit about this.
Well, if you want to cut your ironing time down by half, this is the iron for you. That's what Portly does. They cut your ironing time down by as much as 53%. They will give you a cooler sole plate, but 5 times more steam. That's what gets rid of creases, not heat. And it will also do multiple layers. This iron also is self-cleaning. So if you live in a hard water area and you have limescale as a problem, this is the iron that you want. Also, heat up time 2 minutes. So you're good to go. So that one shirt in the morning, you don't even have to get the board out because you can iron vertically with this iron. It really is a fantastic iron.
And I can concur to that as well, because I genuinely have one of those at home. Because you might remember a while ago when Bev wasn't here, she was away at a bit of a break, I actually filled in and I did and demonstrated that iron, and I can tell you it is incredible. Again, if you want to get this one, 0333 241 241, 318498 is the item number for that one. £79 and your 4.95 P&P. Just give that detail there to the call centre folk when they answer. Of course, if you want to go along to the website, you can go along there and you can put this in PayPal Pay in 3 as well. Let's now tell you something very good. $27.98 on that one, by the way. Let me tell you something now. What I have in my hand is a remote control to this brilliant fan just here. It comes from Vibra, and it oscillates this way and that way. So it turns all which way around. 3 speeds on this one. It's also got a timer function on it. It is a great fan for keeping you cool. And I can tell you right now that Vibra have done us a real deal. This is £10 cheaper than it was meant to be. $89.99 is the usual price. We tried to bring it to you. We were going to at $79.99, but genuinely, Chris Mott and the brilliant Tony Mott from Vibra Solutions said, let's drop another tenner off of that. So you're getting it tonight for $69.99. So again, you can pay for that all in one if you want by calling the number, or by going to the website. You can order it there too. But if you want to spread it to PayPal Pay in 3, well, it's very easy. Go along to the website. But what we want to do, $24.98 by the way, on that one. So let's move across here now, because we're going to join Bev and we're going to talk about this steam cleaner. I'm genuinely looking forward to this one. I have a steam cleaner from Pulte at home. I don't think it's quite as good as this one, Bev, because this has got lots of different buttons for different floors on it, which I love the idea of.
Absolutely.
Tell us, Pulte, how long have they been around?
Oh, since 1978, Pulte.
Just a few years.
Just a few years. They seem to know what they're doing. They don't make kettles and toasters. They make steam irons, steam cleaners, and also vacuums.
Isn't it Franco Pulte?
Franco Pulte.
You have to say Franco. You can't just say Franco, can you? You have to go Franco.
It's the Franco Pulte. And his daughter Francesca's in charge now.
That's right, yeah.
So therefore, you know, at the helm it's family. Also, if you have any problems with Pulte products, you pick the phone up. They're based in Manchester in this country.
Brilliant.
They'll actually come to your home.
Seriously?
Yep, they come to your home, they collect your product, they will either exchange or repair it and get it back in your home between 5 to 7 working days.
Wow, that is service, and especially if you think, if you're spending thousands and thousands of pounds on something, you probably expect something like that, but you know, for something this good value, I think that's brilliant.
Yep, absolutely. And I think what they're doing now, Alan, is that they are really making them smaller, but they still want to pack a punch, and you still want to have all the tools to be able to do all the jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what this has. Now, heat up time on this is about 20 seconds.
That's
okay.
good.
You've also got the different floors, so you've got your sealed wooden floors, because not all of your steam cleaners will do the sealed wooden floors. You've got tiled, you've got marble, you've also got a carpet glider on here, so you can actually use it to clean and deodorize your carpet. But before we start with that, I'm going to actually go back to the old-fashioned
this dirty
method.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate these.
You know, honestly, it gets worse, to be honest. Every time I collect this out the kitchen when I come, ugh, well, I know where it is because I can smell it as I open the door. But that's what we do, don't we? We go and get the bucket and we put a chemical of some kind inside there, and then we start by pushing it around the floor. The only trouble with that is, Alan, is A, the water's not hot enough to be effective. You're also using a chemical, so you're leaving a sticky residue behind. And also the floor's quite wet, okay?
Yeah.
So all we've done is push that dirt around. We've not necessarily cleaned and taken it up. And the only trouble is, once I put that back in the water, what happens? All of a sudden that dirt
is in your water.
Exactly.
Already you've got steam coming from that. You see how quick that actually came out, that steam?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Absolutely fast, isn't it? Now this is on medium. Now I'm going to show you how this will sanitize 99.9% of all the germs. Now that's one pass over.
Wow.
Okay. Now that has been sanitized from start to finish, okay?
Because that steam comes out at such a...
120 degrees.
It actually comes out at 120 degrees.
120 degrees.
Okay.
But you can see that starting to dry now.
It's, it literally is. You can see,
that will evaporate away. The other part of the floor will take ages. In fact, you may have to go and get a cloth to dry it.
Yeah.
So then you've done the floor twice.
Yeah.
But with one pass over, you have sanitized that floor.
Wow.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's mind-blowing to think this is coming out at 120 degrees, because if steam is not over 100, it doesn't effectively kill germs. Is that correct?
Not at all, exactly. It has to be above a certain temperature. It has to be way above 110 to start to kill germs. The higher you go, the more germs that you're going to kill. This will actually kill germs and viruses.
that's nice and reassuring, isn't it, to be
Well,
fair?
yes, yeah. I mean, that's where I was when you kindly stepped in. I'd had a cold, a really bad cold. And honestly and truthfully, I was so glad to have my steam cleaner because afterwards I could just steam all the surfaces.
Sneezes, coughs, all those things. Yeah,
absolutely,
brilliant.
yeah. Now, wooden floors, not all steam cleaners can do wooden floors because they overwet them, okay? This can actually do your sealed wooden floors, okay? So, you've even got one part here that says minimum, and it has a picture of your wooden floor, because that's telling you that you don't need to have all that volume of steam, but what you do need is the temperature.
So it will regulate the amount of steam depending on
Yes.
what floor you tell it you're cleaning. So you'll always
Absolutely.
be doing the best for your floor.
Exactly, but also you are not regulating the temperature, because that temperature has to remain up at a high temperature to do the effectiveness of killing the germs and the
Look
viruses.
at that.
Now, if I just do half of this floor, I'll do the worst half, quite honestly. Now, if you've got a really stubborn stain, okay, if you notice on the bike, there's a scrubbing brush.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay, right. So if you put your steam over just for a few seconds, then use your scrubbing brush to loosen it. That
So if it's really something that's been stuck there, like maybe ketchup for a day or two, or whatever it might be.
absolutely. But that half, if I just do that half, you can see the difference in that. Now, if you want to polish your floors, if you put a little bit of beeswax on the bottom of that pad, then you go and steam on it, you're actually polishing your wooden floor at the same time.
And okay, so this is something I've never even heard or thought of before. So a bit of beeswax. So when it's cold, before you've turned it on, what would you just put beeswax on your finger and or a cloth and rub it over?
Just rub it onto the bottom of the cloth, okay?
Cover the whole thing, or just a bit of it? Or?
Yeah, just I put about a teaspoonful.
Right.
And you can get it from the supermarkets, the beeswax, and as I say, just put that on there.
You meant to steam. Brilliant.
It polishes the floor for you,
That's
but
brilliant.
also it just sends a beautiful fragrance around the home.
So basically, then the steam is going to melt the wax and make it spread over, and then when it dries, like it's dry and completely just there, it will leave that beeswax down.
Yeah.
That's a really genius tip, I think, folks. I've genuinely never, ever in all of my time of listening to people do that, I've never known you could do that. So that's really good.
Well, it just gives you another thing. Now, speaking of fragrances, you probably think to yourself is, well, steam clean doesn't smell of anything. It's just clean.
Yes.
But sometimes you might want to have a fragrance.
Yeah, and that's what, because I think for me anyway, Bev, when you get stuff that's pine cleaner or even using Dettol or something like that, there is a fragrance and you associate that sometimes with clean. So yeah, sometimes if you don't get that smell, maybe people might think is it clean?
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, this one, you can actually put a fragrance in, because in the bottom of here, okay, you've got a little tiny trapdoor, I call it, that you can pour the fragrance in. In fact, I did have some fragrance. I'm just going to grab it off the top of the desk in a moment just to show you, because you can buy the fragrance. Now, you pop the fragrance in there, and when you want fragrance to be in the room, there's a little button here which says off and on. If you put that on, when you oh, look at that. Thank you very much. Magical hands. What happens is, when the steam passes through the unit, it will actually take some of the fragrance with it.
And this is the Fresco Vapor deodorant, and this one is lavender. I always want to say flavour, but it's not a flavour. Scent. Don't eat it, whatever you do. So, and this is available as well, isn't it?
Yep, you've got that. Now, lavender is fantastic, especially in the bedrooms, because they do say it aids relaxation.
Well, darling, that's what we'll call it these days, is it? 12 quid for 2 packs of this. Now, if you just buy this, you can spread that in PayPal paying 3 because it's only 12 quid. But add this in with your steam cleaner or the iron or the fan, or all 4 of them together, you can then spread that cost. So 2 bottles. This is going to last a long time, isn't it?
It's going to last a long time. You only use about a capful in there. But also, there is another fragrance, apparently, and it says pine, but it's more like eucalyptus.
Yes.
To me, it's more. Now, if you've got people who suffer from hay fever or things like that, you want to try the eucalyptus one, because that's fantastic. It's a beautiful, fresh fragrance.
Yeah. Now, do you know, that it really, genuinely, I can see the benefit of using something like this because it is freshening up the house, and you do, because you do feel better when you get a bit of a smell from something,
yes,
I think.
You do.
This is all natural as well, isn't it?
Everything that Polty will use will be natural. It is lavender. That's exactly what it is.
So yeah.
So
we're not telling you to use pure water here, which makes steam, which is chemical free, and then tell you to put chemicals with it. This is all natural.
This is all natural.
Yay! Winner, winner.
Our director's just made a very good point there.
Really?
I think. Yes.
Kieran?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I'm still in shock. But if you put that in, you can steam your mattress with it.
Oh, and then you've got that relaxing.
We'd never get him out of bed, would we?
I'm saying nothing. Did we put any of that in there, or are you going to leave it out?
No, I left it out,
You
but
left
I
it
can
out,
put some in.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say to you now is that we don't have to go and change anything.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go on to the next floor. Because
Right.
we all have different floors, don't we?
Let's do TV walk.
Let's do a TV walk.
It's a very special walk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
and the reason it's a special walk is we have to kind of look at the camera because it has a screen on it and walk at the same speed. Because if you just go off, then it doesn't follow you. So yeah.
Our director has kittens. But we can go from one floor surface to the other. You don't have to change any heads or anything like that, because what happens is the actual heads that it comes with, the cloths, they're multi-layered.
Okay.
So what happens is the steam picks the dirt up, but it holds it onto the cloth. So you're not transferring dirt from one surface to the other. Eventually that will get so full that you will need to put it in the washer. When you wash them, don't use any fabric conditioner, just wash them. I wash mine at 60 degrees. Now, when you first get this home, I would suggest you wash your cloths before you start to use it.
Okay.
Because it's like all toweling and that sort of thing. It makes it more absorbent.
And this genuinely is why we call Bev the Queen of Clean, because honestly, what the woman doesn't know about things like this and the tips that she can give you, the tips she was, because we got our little kitten and she was saying to me earlier on today, she's had a little accident or a foul in the corner. She said, get your steam cleaner out and just steam it, gets rid of the smell or the odour. This woman is brilliant, so listen to what she says.
Now, stubborn stains again. Now you can either hold the steam over just for a few seconds, because what steam will do, it'll break down the dirt and the grease, okay? So you don't have to scrub. Allow the steam to do the job for you. So once you broke it down, it's starting to dissolve it.
Just lifts, look at that.
Yep, absolutely. And it dissolves dirt on contact, and it dissolves grease. In fact, one of the best places to use this is your cooker hood.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when you use the cooker hood and you get all that grease that sticks to it, and then you go to clean it, and what happens is, unfortunately, you just smear that grease along. When you use steam, you dissolve that grease completely.
And knowing that you've done that for, not only does it look great, if you put in the smelly stuff, never remember the name of it.
No,
once you put that in there, we can't say it unless I'm reading it. Fresco Vapor. Once you put that in there, you're also getting a fragrance, but then you know that bacteria and germs are gone. And not because of the additive that you put in the Fresco Vapor, because that's all natural, remember. That doesn't kill any bacteria or viruses. The steam does that.
Yep. This is your cloth, okay? As you can see, it's starting to build up with the dirt.
Wow.
Now, the blue part of the cloth, as you can see, that's your scrubbing bit.
Yeah, they're a little bit tougher, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Now, this is microfiber. Each tiny little fibre has got a hook on it if you looked under a microscope. That's what's helping to keep that dirt in. But each one of these little tiny fibres are finer than a human hair.
Wow. Yeah, you missed that. She went, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks, Bev. Yeah, thanks. Love you. Love you. Just say, in the pack, how many of the cloths do we get? What come in the pack?
We get 2 cloths.
Yep.
We also get another triangle one that's going to go on the smaller little brush that you can use it. Because don't forget, this makes into a handheld one. But don't think to yourself you've got to use this on the floor all the time, because you can tip this up And you can use it for the tiles, shower enclosure,
right.
anything like that.
Could you then, oh no, actually you probably have a tool to do the, what would you call it, to freshen curtains and stuff, but I won't kind of jump the gun too much.
Yeah, no, that's be fine.
Right.
I also like the idea that we just literally, you just sit it on. Now this is the carpet glider it comes with, okay? So if you pop your carpet onto your carpet, can't speak now, into your carpet glider, now you can literally deodorize and refresh. Now.
And this is what you told me to do on the carpet where the cat is.
Yes, that's exactly.
Brilliant.
Now I'd have this on maximum, because what happens is you need that to go down into the fibres, okay? Now what it does, it swells open the fibres, it releases the dirt that's trapped. You're taking it off by using the cloth, okay? But you're neutralising odours. Now if you've got someone who smokes in the house, or pets that you're training, puppy training, or kittens,
Kitten training.
Yeah, kitten training or anything like that, it will neutralise the odours of where they have been in the house.
And again, that's due to the 120-degree steam coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's
now,
brilliant.
this carpet looks relatively clean. I've put this new cloth
You're
on.
kidding me! Oh my word. And I can tell you this, folks, promise you this, Bev did not pre-treat this. This is the carpet that we use for the vacuum shows. So this would have been vacuumed many times. And just look at that dirt again. That is phenomenal that came out of there. Think about now, I'm thinking, well, when you drop, a chip or something, or thing, the 3-second rule. Or if I've been to the Chinese and this Chinese chicken ball, it can be there for 20 minutes and I'm picking it up because I ain't wasting one of them. They're my favorite things, especially a prawn ball. But that and it's still going to kill the germs and bacteria.
99.9%. Yeah.
Walking around. Because, okay, so, and I know I've mentioned my little kitten Buddy quite a lot, right? But it's quite relevant for me, right? So Buddy goes in to the litter tray, does whatever, scratches.
Yes.
Clearly there's going to be stuff. Out she comes, across the carpet. So realistically, I should be vacuuming it every day and doing that every day.
Absolutely. I mean, and the thing
Have a new ritual.
With this heating up in 20 seconds, you can leave water, actually sat in it. It doesn't matter. You can just think, oh, well, I'll just do that very, very quickly. And you've sanitised that surface. And do you know it takes 8 steps for you to walk off what you've got on your feet?
On your face. That's
so
right.
if you've been out to the high street and you've been to the public toilet, you come home and what happens is you have wiped off whatever you've stepped in onto your floors.
Or let's face it, and look, I'm sorry to be as open as this, but in my house, right, if I go in, we've a little underneath the stairs, one of those little loos.
Yes.
And it has linoleum, okay?
Yes.
So you're in there and men tend to sprinkle.
Not aim right, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you wash your hands and you walk.
Yeah.
So again, I'm walking out into the hallway on the carpet, so I could potentially be bringing...
You take it into there.
Or upstairs, out onto the landing, into the bedroom. So let me think. So if I walk out of I go, it takes me about 4 steps to get to the bedroom, and then probably 4 to get into the bed. So I'm dragging that all the way.
You're dragging
and potentially,
that all the way.
well, anyway, I don't want to go any further than that.
Well,
yeah, you
but
get what I'm saying.
What happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you've got something that's going to not take you much time and effort, but is going to be really, really effective, you can't go wrong with steam.
So, babe, just very quickly, I want to just say, right, on this, so it's 99.9% of bacteria it's killing. It's 20 seconds to heat up.
Yes.
So you can walk towards this, as you said, leave the water inside it for tomorrow. 20 seconds later, you're working with this.
Yes.
And it's killing germs and bacteria because of 120-degree steam coming out.
Absolutely.
And, folks, listen to this, right? Because this now is where this becomes massively impressive for me, I can tell you. Because we did mention 19 accessories that come with this.
Yep.
So you don't want to just clean. Because if I was saying to you right now, give us 100 and, what is it? The full price, I can't remember what it is. $109 is the full price, but then the price that we have it tonight is $139.99, right? So... right? Memory's not what it used to be. £140. If it just did the floors, you might think, yeah, it's still a good investment. But now wait till you see the other jobs that you can do with this. And Bev's going to show us some of these and tell us about loads more.
Well, honestly, we've got so many tools. I mean, we've got this. You can use it for the upholstery if you want to. You can also clean your kitchen cupboards. You can clean your worktops with it. Everything, any washable surface you can. Take the cushion part of it off. You've got a window cleaner.
Oh my Lord.
You've got a window cleaner with a scrubber on, as well as your rubber squeegee. So you've got that as well. Then you've got extension tools, so to be able to reach around the back of somewhere. You've even got a brush that's shaped to sit in the plug hole. So it's designed to sit into the plug hole. This is my favourite.
Never seen one shaped like that.
Nope, this is a grouting tool. But also, it's just a fantastic little scrubbing brush. It's even got the bristles on the end. Now, if you think doing your bath in the corner where you can never get right into it, shower enclosure, that's another thing that you can do. The tracks of the shower enclosure you can clean. You've got the smaller one to do inside the oven, also to do awkward areas that you can't probably get the larger brush in. You've got an angle tool for underneath the rim of the toilet, also around the back of the brackets of the toilet as well. Also, you've got a triangle one, which then again gives you that little bit more areas that you can clean. That's awkward or difficult because you've got a different shaped brush. You've also got this new brush.
Yeah, now this I've never seen either, and I did see it on the pack shot over there, and I wondered, what does this do? So I'm quite excited to hear that.
Isn't this fantastic? This is another upholstery brush, but you could do your mattresses with this because it comes with a pad. So you can do the pet beds. You can also do your pillows. You can do anything, your quilts, anything you can refresh. You'll get longer out of your pillows if you steam them because you're killing the bacteria at source.
Now, one of the things we don't like to do is chuck a question when we're talking about stuff like this that we might not know the answer to, but I hope that you can help us with this one.
If I don't know, I will tell you.
If you use that on your bed and there was bed bugs near the surface, does it do anything for that?
Yeah, well, let's face it, they can survive 120 degrees. They deserve to spend the night with you. You know, but...
can get hot in the bed, but not that hot.
But yes, it will get... It doesn't totally eradicate them.
Yeah,
because you would have to do them all the time. Yeah. But let's face it, you're going to get rid of it.
It's helpful again and again. It's just getting rid of bacteria and stuff like that. That's wonderful.
And the thing is, we shed 1.5 million dead skin cells every day.
Yeah.
Got to go somewhere.
Yeah,
and if it goes into the bed, which it will do, then you want to be able to refresh.
Yeah.
If you've got anybody that has allergies, this is the best thing for doing clothes, curtains, you name it, because we bring pollen in from outside. If you've got your windows open at the moment, which, I have, pollen comes in.
You don't need to forget that fan. Keeps the place cool.
It keeps the place cool, but you'd have to have one in most rooms. So you've got something that will help to remove it. Now, I've saved the piece to resistance because I think this is absolutely fantastic. This is fantastic for down the back of the radiators, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And also awkward places, okay? Now this one hasn't been switched on, so just bear with me a second. We've just got to get this heated up. Now what this will do, it comes with a socket, so it's not just a case of blasting the dirt out, it's actually taking that dirt onto the cloth. Cloths get put into the washer, and then that way you can keep them nice and clean. Also very good for down the back of the oven where you can never get.
Yes.
Also I find it's good for the soap dispenser drawer in the, on the washing machine.
Looks like you're going to go out and trim the top of the hedge with that, doesn't it?
But just to show you, it comes out both ways, okay? So it's front and back, right? So you've got all that coming out. But as I say, you put your socket on.
Be careful if you're doing this at home, by the way, folks, And a little tie on it to tighten it on.
Little tie on. So now you can still do the actual steaming, but you've got somewhere for that to be able to take off. And then once you finish, you just take that off. That goes into the washer. So We've also got an extension pole, okay? Because you might not want to hold that up. Let's say you're doing in the shower enclosure. You think to yourself I want to be able to reach, but I don't want to have to bend down. Well, you can sit that on the table. All the tools will fit onto the end of there, and you can literally clean. Now, that is obviously your floor cleaner. If you click that onto the base of there, take that off, that will be the best wallpaper stripper you've ever had.
Oh, wow, of course, because when you go out and hire those things, it is just steam, isn't it?
Just steam. The thing is, it's superheated steam, it's hotter steam. You should be able to fetch up to 5 layers of wallpaper off with the steam.
That is just genius.
So if you think of how much a wallpaper stripper is on its own,
yeah,
that puts that into fantastic context of how much this is.
It really is. Do you know something? And again, the way that Bev describes all of this and the way she talks you through it really makes sense, because you can literally see how you can use this at home. You can really picture and envisage, yes, actually, I would use it there. I would use it there. And in fact, when you mentioned down behind the, or between the radiators, again, when I went to close the curtains over the other day, I looked down and they were filthy in between there. So again, now my steam cleaner, I don't actually have that, so I can't profess that I can do that. But, you know, if you get this one, obviously you have £139 tonight, and you can give us a call 03333 241 241 and order that, or go onto the web either. More steam coming out of this now, and more demonstrations and ideas from Bev.
What about your barbecues? I mean, let's face it, we've had a few days where it's been nice, and they've probably fetched them out from the back of the shed and thought, I really wish I'd have cleaned that before I put it away. Well, instead of using a chemical, you can use your steam. Now, if I just do this one here...
You can see the dirt on the counter.
Yes, yes. That's how easy it is to be able to clean. Now, if I just get...
Just look at the dirt on that counter. That's unreal.
Isn't that brilliant?
But can I before you move that, Kieran, can we just see the dirt that's come off of this here into that water? That's come off that one little bit that Bev just did down there. Look at the filth of that. That is absolutely horrible. There you go. Check that out.
But the thing is, you don't have to go and get another cloth to be able to do that, because you've got this one. So what you can do is take this off, click that one back on, okay? And then you can actually, if you want to, steam it away. You know, it's that simple.
And sanitising.
And sanitising.
Oh, this is just brilliant.
You know, you're not using chemicals, so if you want to make sandwiches on top of there afterwards, it's ready to go. And all that dirt gets collected inside there.
Quick question for you there, Bev. When you use a lot of these like antibacterial stuff, and I didn't know this until a year or two ago, that it actually says if you've got one on, pick it up and read it right now, and it will say that you must leave it on the surface for up to 5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is killing those germs, bacteria instantly.
Instantly.
How brilliant.
Yep.
How brilliant.
Let's face it, if you use one of the sprays, you would not do the entire thing. You go and then you might just do that bit, and then you'd leave it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spread it around. If you don't leave it, sometimes it's 5 to 6 minutes. That way, unfortunately, you're not taking away the germs. The minute that you do this, 120 degrees, you're starting to dissolve bacteria that's down there and all the germs, and including viruses. So if you've got someone that's not very well, you want peace of mind.
Brilliant.
I'm just going to do...
Now, this, I'm going to... if this works, and this is what Bev is going to show me what I think it is, I'm going to be thrilled.
Well, we've got a dressing room, haven't we? And one of the dressing rooms has been shut up because they've been doing alterations. And I had a little sneak look in a few weeks ago, and I saw the shower head that was in there, and I thought, oh, we'll have that. That'll be a good demonstration. So if you're still looking for the shower head, I've got it. Right. Now, what this does is
So that's like this calcium build-up or whatever, the hard water build-up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Here's the thing, at my house, the shower head, some of the little holes where the water comes out, it's been fired out left, right, and all over the place.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out straight because of little bits of
limescale.
limescale. So this is, well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
You know, if
just, can I see that?
Yeah.
Oh my word, just look at that. That is just brilliant. That is unreal. That is just brilliant. Look at it.
If you've got really stubborn limescale, okay.
I love it, love it.
Put some lemon juice on it, leave it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then go and take your steam cleaner.
Well, wow.
It's all natural products.
And that's got not a chemical inside.
No.
And even if you use the smelly stuff, we can't remember the name of it again. If you use the Fresco Vapor, if you use this, and it's 12 quid for 2 bottles of this, and you said it's just a little cap of this, it's going to go a long way. Add that scent, but there is 0 chemicals in here. It's all natural. Every single part of this is natural.
Yeah.
So Polti don't want to put chemicals in because that would be stupid to say that, well, here we clean without chemicals by just using pure water and steam, and then give you something a chemical to put into it. That would be a little bit stupid, I think. But no, that Fresco Vapor has 0 chemicals, and you can see exactly where that goes. And look, to be fair, you do not have to have the Fresco Vapor in there, but if you're one of those people who, if you did clean and you do like kind of a fresh fragrance to make it feel and smell like you've cleaned, well, that's a perfect accompaniment to have. 12 quid, 2 bottles, going to go a long way. It might last you months and months and months, who knows. And then also, you know for a fact that if you clean and then you go around with an air freshener, well, chemicals again. And by the way, those chemicals you're spraying is going back down onto the floors you've just cleaned. So, hey, who needs to do that? Right, let's talk you through everything, and let's recap quickly on what Bev has just told us, because there's been a huge amount of information that we got there from Bev in literally, 25 minutes. So the steam coming out of this Polti Vaporetto, 120 degrees. It has to be at least 110 degrees to be able to be claimed to that and say that it kills bacteria and viruses. This goes an extra step. It's from Polti after all. We think Polti, we think steam, we think clean. So 120 degrees, it does it. But now whether you're doing your hard floors, breaking down that grease, that dirt, getting rid of the bacteria, getting rid of germs, all those things, it does it 120 degrees. But then it becomes handheld as well. Oh, you can do the carpet, by the way, carpet freshener. It becomes handheld. So let's just go through these. So this is the tool, the long one. This is for the back of the oven, etc., or maybe down between your radiator. That's the sleeve for it just there. Again, we've got the directional nozzle just here, which Bev said you can use underneath the toilet seat, around the rim of the toilet and the little kind of hinges and stuff. This one here you can scrub but pretty much anywhere you want with that one. You've got the window squeegee here, which again you can put the sleeve over, and then you can use that to do furniture. You can use it to do curtains. You can use it to do pet beds. We've got this brand new one that I've not seen before, and again, Bev's getting in to do larger areas of cushions and things like that, and again able to get into the corners with that as well, fabric sofas, etc., etc. But you do have the little cover for that as well, which again is washable. Remember what Bev said, don't add softener to that. And then we have the extension here, which just makes all of them a little bit longer. We've got, this is brilliant. Bev, what did you say you would use this one for, the little round one?
That's the plug one.
That's the plug one.
Yep.
So you get down and you're going to refresh the plug as well, just there. And again, the little corner one just here, forgetting what, what it is. And then the grouting tool as well. Every single one of those things that you've just seen there is what you're getting with this at an incredible price tonight. So if you do go out, usual price £199.99, it's practically £60 off tonight. Now it's £139 dead, phew, like that. If you want to buy that and you say, yep, I've got my 139 quid, I want to buy this, pick up the phone. So it's 03333 241 241. Quote that item number there. I'm sure if you talk to the call centre guys and say, listen, I can't remember the number, it was that Polti Vaporetto steam cleaner, they're going to be able to help you and they're going to do that for you. Give them the money and your P&P. Out it goes. Please don't forget to perhaps add in the iron, certainly that fan as well, because we are getting massive temperatures as well. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Already, and this is the truth, it's 20 past, so we've been on air about 45 minutes. Already 30%, 30% of this is gone. I've been asked to say that as a fraction. I can't, because it's a third. That's just how I say it. I'm not being rude, it's just how I say it. So, flying out at the minute, so grab yours right now. If you do want to spread that cost, and genuinely, it doesn't matter if I can spread the cost on something that doesn't cost me money, it doesn't cost me extra, I will spread it. 100%. It's even without question. Go to the website. We'll show you our website as well as we go through the night. So basically what you do is you go on, see the show, see the live items, click it, put it in your basket, and then go to checkout, go to PayPal Pay in 3. And if you do that, well, you can then pay this in 3 equal installments as well. Now, let's just very quickly go to the fan, because this genuinely is a great fan. Now, here's the story on this one. It's from Vibra Solutions. If you were watching last night on our Beneco show, I told you about Beneco, and I told you about Vibra, we told you about Chris Mott, and we told you about Tony Mott. And those guys are fanatical about giving you the best features of all the fans that they've ever been in contact with, and they've put this together for you, but yet they've done it at £69.99, which I think is absolutely incredible. It's £10 cheaper than it was meant to be, and you're saving 20 quid all in all. Now, it oscillates from left to right, up and down, so you can see it's going almost, well, not quite 360 because it doesn't go backwards, okay? So what you're doing is you're cooling all of the area, you're cooling everywhere around. Now, of course, what you can do with this is turn off that oscillation, okay, the swing, the vertical swing and the horizontal, and you can do that and put this up to the ceiling, okay? So you can use this as an air showering fan. But wait till I show you a feature that you don't have to have, but they've put this on here because they're brilliant. When I turn the fan off, watch the head. Turn that off and look at this. It brings itself back down absolutely all on its own. Now, there's 3 different speeds on this. You can see the digital display on the front, and everything that we use on the fan is all here. And it's not a button, it's all just touch. F1, and then press this, fan 2, fan 3. And then you have your oscillation here. You press it once for side to side, and then once for it to go up as well. And again, you've got a timer on this, so you can make that 23, all these different hours, and speed 3. 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, how many hours? 11, 12, 12-hour timer. So you can set that for 12 hours, and then it will turn itself off. So when you go to bed at night time, you might say, I want that cooling effect until I fall asleep. But then once I've fallen asleep, your body temperature tends to drop a little bit perhaps. I want this, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night freezing with it blowing on me. You can turn that off. You can say, I want it on for 3 hours. You're asleep, it keeps you cool. You wake up in the morning, it's already turned itself off. Again, it's on a really good stand. It is adjustable in height as well, should you want to adjust that. And quite frankly, may I say, I think it looks rather pretty as well, don't you? I think it's quite nice. All the way around. It's on the timer now. And again, you can turn all of those features off. Really is great. $69.99 if you want to get hold of this right now. 03333 241 241. Quote that number there, or of course go to our website. Now, here's the thing I want to ask you, okay, because I haven't mentioned this. If you have any questions, because I wanted Bev to be able to fly through as quickly as she could to show you all of the features of the Pole Evaporator, and then you can make your decision, you can make your choice, you can learn about it the same as I'm doing here tonight. But now you may be sitting there with some questions, and you might think, I'd love to know this, but Bev never said that. I'd like to find out. Please give us an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk. And I promise you, the guys up in the gallery, Kieran and who else is up there tonight? It's Gemma, of course. What's your first name again, Gemma? I don't know why we do that on TV. We look up as if they're there. What's your... no, we've got Gemma up there, our producer too. The emails come in and then they will feed them down to us so we can ask any question. If you want a shout out, if it's your birthday or you just want us to say hi to you on ITV or STV tonight, we're very happy to do that. We would love you to interact with us. So if you have any questions about the fan, about the Pulte, or indeed as we go to the iron in just a moment, you can ask those questions. But just to let you know as well, Shop on TV, if you can't get enough of us 7 nights a week until 3 a.m, you can go to our Freeview channel, which goes, well, we say live, but it's not, they're all pre-records, but midnight through till 6 p.m. every single day, and you can check out lovely half-hour segments of a lot of the products that we offer here at Shop on TV with full demonstrations in the studio. And here is all about Channel 89.
Shop on TV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with Shop on TV. Shop on TV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m. Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m. and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV. Shop on TV broadcasts across the nation every day from midnight to 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV and midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcasts are also streamed on our website at shopontv.co.uk and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. So, why not make it your daily ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest on offer? Outstanding quality, incredible value and superb savings with Shop on TV. At Shop on TV, our shows feature a carefully curated collection of must-have items at budget-friendly prices. Many of our prices offer discounts and savings, bonus products, or other desirable perks such as free postage and packing that are for a limited time only, or while stocks last. There are exclusive online-only offers on our website too at shopontv.co.uk. So, be sure to bag the bargains before they're gone. Watch, shop and save with Shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with Shop on TV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with Shop on TV.
Do you have questions about a product before you purchase? Or just want to be part of the show? You can reach the Shop on TV studio at any time during our live broadcasts by emailing studio@shopontv.co.uk. We look forward to hearing from you at Shop on TV.
After you've ordered from Shop on TV, we aim to deliver your purchases as quickly as possible. Postage and packing charges cover standard UK delivery, which is normally 3 to 5 working days, though depending on the carrier, you could receive your products sooner. Certain items may be offered with expedited delivery for a nominal extra charge. We'll give you a delivery estimate every time you place an order. Not going to be home or prefer to have your packages arrive at a different address? No problem. Just enter the destination information when you check out. Once you pay, it's on the way from Shop on TV.
Keep up to date with all the latest news, information and special offers from Shop on TV by following us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok and YouTube. You'll find us at Shop on TV Live. Be a part of our fun community at Shop on TV.
So ironing is a job that we all have to do. In fact, I ironed this evening with this very iron.
Did?
And look at, I can slice somebody. It's so good. It's so good and crisp. But it is something that we. Now, here's the thing for me with a regular. Now, look I'm straight off the bat. I've got this at home, and I flaming well adore it. But before that, I had a regular iron, and I am constantly on that dial, turning it up, turning it down, and I'm turning it down for something, and I go, oh, it's stuck because I didn't leave it long enough to cool down.
Exactly.
I'm leaving it sitting there and going, okay, I've got to leave that. Is it cool enough?
Yes.
And it's a nightmare.
It's
not
hard
a nightmare,
work.
but it's terrible. I want to take all that guesswork out, and actually, it's not the heat of the sole plate anyway, is it, that's doing the thing? Because when we started off with irons, it was just a flat plate. We used to put it in the fire, didn't we, years ago?
We did.
And then do it, and then we went from there and stuff.
Absolutely.
So why is this one so brilliant? Plug it in,
light fit in.
Yeah. Flipping out, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Getting the light fit in.
So tell me what's so special about it. Tell the folks at home what's so special about it. By the way, just to say, sorry, I didn't tell them the item number. 318498, and it is the Polti Vaporella Simply VS10.12 steam generator. It's a lot, isn't it, to be fair? But it's £79, and you think about £79 for a steam generator iron, and if you want to split that in three, it's £27.98, the first of your 3 payments. Go onto our website to do that. If you're wanting to ring up and just pay for it, or just give the guys a call. Or you can pay for it all in one go if you fancy as well on the website. Stick it in your basket, check it out. There's no point putting it in your basket and leaving it there going, oh, well, just let's have a little look at this and see why you should buy this.
Right. Conventional irons. If you did that with a conventional iron, that would melt.
That would melt and stick to it, 100%.
Because
it would.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because the sole plate of a conventional iron is 2,000 to 3,000 watts. 3,000 watts is an electric fire. All that has done is flattened that pile. We give you 5 times more steam.
Holy wow.
Because this is what gets rid of creases.
Did you just see that lifting that? That literally just lifted the fibres of that.
Lifts it back up.
Oh my! And that's what you said earlier. Actually, I'm going to go back to that to the carpet cleaner, the steam mop. You said it opens the fibres.
Yes.
It's just done that steam has in front of your eyes.
Exactly.
Wow.
Absolutely. So this is 750 watts. Lot cooler. Okay. So that now allows me to do all different fabrics without changing it. Okay. So now I can do denim.
Oh my word.
Now I can go to cotton. Viscose, man-made fabric.
Which is sticky stuff, isn't it, if you get too hot?
Silk and georgettes and all that types of thing.
What's a georgette?
Georgette, you know.
What's that?
Georgette.
Is that a thing or is it a fabric?
It's a thing of georgette, yes. It's a very fancy fabric.
Is it like a scarf lace?
Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant.
So, you can iron all that without having to change your temperature. Because how many of us have done that, what Alan said, stick it, and then we do that.
On the edge, yes.
Yes, we
all
do that.
the time, yeah. Yeah.
Not only have you damaged the garment, you've also not done your iron any good, and you've also not done your ironing board cover very good.
You mentioned 750 watts compared to 2,000 to 3,000 watts, so then I am safe in assuming this is going to be cheaper to run as well because it's using as much power.
Absolutely.
Again, win-win situation, isn't it?
Yep, and the thing is, I can guarantee that...
Have you been to Ellie's wardrobe? She has one of these. And she always says to me, Alan, can you iron that for me? And I'm like, oh.
You look at that and you think,
yeah, how do I start?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to guarantee that you're going to cut your ironing time down by 53%. Now, why I know that it's 53% is because I went to the Weights and Measures down in London many years ago, and they timed me with a Polti iron and a pile of ironing to see how long it took me to iron it. Then I had to do different manufacturers' irons with the same pile of ironing, and Polti actually cut the ironing time down by 53%.
So this is a proper experiment you did?
This is a oh yeah, white coats, clipboard, you know, and all the rest of it.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And the thing is, if you iron for a business, let's say you iron for 4 hours a week or a day, you can do that same amount of ironing in less than 2.
That's brilliant. And here's my bugbear. On my shirt, and I have to do it as well. This bit here folds, and you can never, the minute you iron it, then 2 seconds later, it folds back up again.
It folds back up again. Yeah. But you can agree that this is fairly, you know. Now, what I'm going to use here is finger and thumb. Excuse me for being in front, because I don't want you to have to apply any pressure, because Anybody that has got dexterity problems or things like that.
Look, 2 fingers.
Yep.
Finger and thumb.
That's all I am using, okay? I'm just guiding that into the position that I want it to be. Now you can see which one's the easiest. You know, and that took me seconds, did it not, to just do that bit?
That's just unreal.
And the thing is with Poulty, when you've ironed, you know sometimes when you've got some, especially linen, you can still see the creases that's underneath. It's sort of flattened them.
Yeah.
You don't with Poulty. It takes them out completely, as you can see with that. Now, what if I go from that straight
Not touching any dials. Nothing.
Nothing. But I'm going to go straight onto satin.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now,
again,
I've never ironed satin with mine. I just do jeans, shirts like this. But so this is new for me as well.
yep. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's satin.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm going to use the finger and thumb again because I don't want you to think I'm applying a lot of pressure and that it's hard work because
The amount of
it's
steam.
not. Yeah,
There's a lot of
anybody
steam.
can do this. Look how easy that is. So we've got rid of the creases on the back. Okay. I think
That's
I think I'd know which one I'd like to work. Now you like to see a nice sharp crease, which
Yes.
I do on a man's
Yes,
shirt.
I do.
Yeah.
And a good collar as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes you see the collar wrong. I like to have it right across the seam part. Just fold it down to the seam and go across.
Yes.
And that's what I like to see.
You like to see.
Yeah.
But on blouses, then I don't like to see the line quite so much. So if you hold the cuff, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pop the iron on the inside, then you're going to spray the steam on the inside, and then you're going to iron from inside.
That is literally, was watching that. I don't know how closely you saw that at home, but I saw literally all of the creases just go
Yeah, that's it.
literally instantaneously. That was so impressive.
But that's what you can do with your Poulty iron. It's because you've got 5 times more steam. So,
It's brilliant.
what about things like this? Nightmare to iron. You've got creases, you've got bits of gathering here. Time you've straightened that bit out and ironed that, you've creased the other side again. So, you don't have to get the board out if you don't want to. Iron heats up in a couple of minutes. You put it on the hanger and you vertically iron, okay? And that is how quick that front part of that gets ironed.
Well, do you know what? To quote a very famous TV priest, Father Dougal Maguire, he'd say, Ted, that's mad. It's brilliant, isn't it? I've never seen anything. And, do you know, and genuinely, you might think, Alan, you said you've got one. Why are you so wowed about it? I don't do stuff like that with mine. I just do the normal ironing. I didn't know my iron was as good as that.
Right, what about utilising the heat of that steam? Because don't forget, Poulty, anything that they make as regards irons or steam cleaners, that has to be 120 degrees of steam. Okay?
So that's Poulty's
That's Poulty's
mantra, that's
thing,
their
yeah.
thing. Okay,
That's
nice to
how
know.
what he did. He developed the boiler to produce that amount of steam. Now you're using 120 degrees of steam in the iron, okay? Why not dry clean with it, okay? And deodorize,
Yeah.
because that's what steam will do. So not only will you be able to get rid of the creases that's in the jacket, because sometimes, you know, you fall off the hangers, okay? Right? But if you put the iron on the inside and you allow that steam to penetrate through, you will actually deodorize that fabric. So if you've used an aftershave one day and probably wore it for an hour, but you want to change.
And you know, that is genuinely a real problem, because
Yeah.
you've got one day and you wear one fragrance,
Yeah.
and then you think, oh, when you put it on, you go, I have to wear that same one again
Yeah.
because it's still on that.
Yeah,
This is going to-
absolutely. Yeah, so you can actually, rejuvenate
Cigarette
that.
smoke,
Yeah.
sweat, things like
Oh,
that. It's going to
anything
help.
like that, yes, yeah, absolutely. Now, what about multiple layers then? Thing is, when they're small, like this, I don't know, my daughter used to go through them like goodness knows what. But some people say, oh, you don't iron them, but I don't know, I did. I just like to see them ironed.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
seemed the right thing to do. So this could be t-shirts. I'm just using baby grooves, but this could be, I don't know, some people iron towels, some people iron underwear. You know, you can do multiple layers. Bedding, you can fold up, and you can do multiple
How many did you
layers
just
of
put
that.
on there, Bev?
1, 2,
Two.
3, 4, 5. Okay.
Quattro, cinco. I'm saying it in Italian
Oh,
because it's
good.
Franco Polti.
Jolly good.
I don't know what 1, 2, and 3 is.
Can you say
Una,
10?
dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
Can you say 10
Yeah, 10.
in Italian?
No, yeah, 10 in Italian. Ocho is 8, nuevo is 9, and 10
It's
is...
10.
It does, they don't say 10, do they?
Yeah, it does 10.
In Italian, it's 10.
Yes, what's Italian?
I was going to say
for 10?
10, but then that's French, isn't it?
No, that's French.
Or in Irish, a hain, a do, 3, cahar, cuig, she, shocked, oct, ne, de.
Really? Very
Yeah,
good.
hain, deg, do, yeah, I
Right.
carry on.
Well, while you've just been saying that,
I literally counted to 10, folks, and
1,
it's
2, 3, 4, because we're doing both sides.
But of course you're doing both sides.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Wow.
and this one I'll hold up for you, 9, and turn him over, 10.
So 10 layers,
10
just like
layers.
that, and they were creased.
They were creased.
I mean, if you think about it, look at, I do the ironing at home, and I don't mind doing the ironing. I sometimes like it, and I sit there, and especially if I put on the radio. I've got a very favourite radio station. I was listening to Greatest Hits because it's 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's just exactly what I want to hear. And I will sit and listen to it, Ken Bruce or whatever, doing his bit. And I'll happily iron away, right? Pop Master, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
And I'll happily iron away, and I don't mind doing the ironing at all. But if I'm doing it for a prolonged time, I do get, my back does genuinely start to
Yes.
hurt a bit.
Yes, yeah.
And it is, you know, it can take some time. Now, genuinely, I've got one, as I said to you. It does now take me a lot less to do that. But if you can save time,
Yes.
but the whole thing is I genuinely never thought it was as good as you've just shown me it is. I just thought it was brilliant at what I did, but I never really got it to be that good.
There's so many
Save
things.
time.
I mean, little tops that's got embellishments on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of embellishments now on a lot of things. You might have
Yeah.
someone who's getting married, you know, and bridesmaids' dresses and things like that. Okay. Well, you don't have to turn them inside out.
Apparently, Kieran is getting married next year, and he has his
Yes.
bridesmaid's dress,
I
apparently.
see, that's
Yeah.
good. Excellent.
Oh, wow, look
Yeah.
at that.
I mean, you can go straight onto it. I mean, even if you only have a half a dozen things that you iron a week, doesn't matter. Why not make life easier for you? Why not have fantastic results in half the time? And that is what you've got with the Polti. You don't have to turn things over, so you don't have to do school uniforms inside out.
Brilliant.
You know, and
Yeah.
the thing is, you are looking after your garments.
Yeah. And again, if we were stood here and we were showing you how brilliant this is, and then at the back of that, you know, we said to you, and you can have all of that, this brilliant ironing capabilities for $199.99, you know, then you might go, oh, that's a bit of something. But the price on this one, you can actually have this home right now if you go to PayPal Pay in 3 for $27.98. If you want to spread that cost over 3, £79 is what we're asking you for if you want to pay for it up front and just have it done. £79 for something that is this good.
Knitwear, okay? They absolutely love the Polti steam because, remember, it swells open the fibres. So that's what it does. Now, if you iron with a hot iron, where the fabric's concerned of knitwear, you split the fibres. And by splitting the fibres, you send it out of shape. That's what creates the bobbling as well. Okay,
Oh.
right? So, you want something that you can hover over the top, that you're not going to do any damage, but what you are going to do is soften that knitwear, and also if you just kiss the fabric, you can do the sequins at the same time. They stay on the jumper, rather than being on the end of the iron, and you get a fantastic
That's great.
result.
It's funny how every time you were talking about splitting the fibres, you don't think about those bobbles, do you, and things
No.
like that. Can I ask you a couple of technical questions on the
You
iron
can.
itself? Because we're going to get back to that steam cleaner in just a few minutes as well, evaporator, which is brilliant. I love that. That is a real feature for me. It's a real good feature. So just to the bar pressure on this?
6 bar.
6 bar of pressure.
Which is higher than a lot of steam cleaners, okay? Well, actually it's 6.5.
Right.
But that means how fast that steam is produced in the boiler and how fast it comes up to the trigger.
Okay.
The higher the bar pressure, the more powerful the steam.
Brilliant. And
Okay.
6.5 is, that's for an iron. That's
very
brilliant.
high, yes.
Okay, so you said when you walk in, you want to do your ironing, you turn this on. How long before I can iron?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay. How much water fits in that?
1.5
Right.
litres, okay? Now you can add water to this anytime.
Yep.
You don't have to wait for it to cool down. It will be, you just pull that out and take that to the sink.
So when I turn this on then, Bev,
Yes.
how do I know when it's ready? What are the indicators to say it's heating up and it's ready?
Okay, right, once you put it onto there, you'll see this light at the, oh, let me turn it around that way. You see the light at the front.
Okay.
So you put it on to the maximum,
Yep.
onto where the 3 buttons are, because you iron everything on that. Now, if you want to use this as a dry iron, then you go back to using the temperature dial, as you can see, and you would go back to using it as a thermostat. But that's if you do dressmaking and you want to do interfacing and things like that. You might not need the steam, okay?
Yeah.
But for everything that I'm doing tonight, it has to be on the maximum.
So
okay?
99% of people at home,
99.
if you need to be interfacing, you know what you're doing, you know that you don't want steam, you can turn that off basically.
Yeah. Now on the back you'll see these buttons. I'm doing this upside down and I'm trying to
And
look
back to
at,
front.
and back to front and trying to look at the monitor at the same time. If you press in between there, okay, for a few seconds, brings the green light on.
Okay.
That means it will reduce the amount of water that it uses, that's in the eco mode,
Okay.
by 30%.
Yep.
It also reduces the electricity consumption by 30%.
But we've
okay?
already established that some irons can be 2,000 to 3,000 watts. This is 750, which is using
Yes.
way less anyway. You can
Yeah.
even further reduce the amount of electricity.
Yes,
That's
if you want to do that, okay? You don't lose any of the strength of the power. It just may take you a few more minutes to complete what you're doing.
Yes.
Right? Now, this one is to tell you that it's running out of water. But going back to the blue one here, okay, let me just set it going again. The blue one there, it will flash at you periodically, and that means it needs cleaning, okay?
Okay.
Right? Okay?
Yep.
So you fill it with water at the front as though you were going to do your ironing. You switch it on and heat it up. Then you press and hold the blue button at the back for 7 seconds.
Okay.
Then you hold the iron over a bowl or over the sink.
Yeah.
Because you're kick-starting the cleaning process. So it takes the lime scale out of the boiler and it washes it out through the iron and cleans the back of the plate at the same time of the iron.
When you can't see that, so you don't know if there is
No.
any kind of
No.
the calc building up there. So,
Yes.
but it's going to clean, and it will tell you when it needs
It
cleaning.
tells you when it needs cleaning. The whole
79
process
quid?
takes a minute.
£79 for something that is this comprehensive, the way it works. And honestly, and look at, sometimes you'll buy a car or a phone, and you know, with my phone, I use the Apple one. I use probably 20% of its features. I'm certainly doing that with this because I didn't know half that stuff, even though I've flaming well got one of them. I just use it as an iron. But now I know so much more about it. One more question for you. One more question for you.
Yes.
So, is it true that if you are using something this powerful, you will get better results by having the right ironing board?
Absolutely, because when you're using steam irons, you've got 5 times more steam with this. The steam's got to go somewhere, okay? And if you've got an ironing board that's a solid board that hasn't got the holes in, there's nowhere for that steam to go. So that would sit on the top, it revert back to water and wet everything through. With this, has holes in to allow that steam
You can
to
see
pass
it.
through. Yeah, absolutely.
You can see it. So
it's-
again, it's letting it penetrate right through. And
Yeah.
this ironing board here is right there on your screen. It's £79, reduced from £99. This has been designed by Pulte to work best with that. So you're getting the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And you know what I've got to say as well, right? Now, I'm going to say this to you, that this ironing board with the large feet, it's oversized, I think. It's quite a big one, big ironing board. And that big base at the back here to hold this is great value for £79. It's the same price as the iron. So how good a value does that now look? When you think that's £79 and it's good value, well, it makes that literally a steal. So I certainly would be, if I went in and I saw something like that in the shop and it was 150 quid, I go, well, that's really good. But for 160, you're getting that and that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had my ironing board like this for over 10 years now, and there's no rust on it or anything. It's absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, you've got this to sit the iron on, so you're not sitting your iron on the ironing board and losing a part of the ironing board because you're having to rest the iron on.
Yeah, and the rest of it, and it is quite a big size ironing board too,
it's
so you
a
get
little
plenty
bit
on
wider.
there.
So
if you're doing sheets and stuff. And by the way, so with the sheets, you'd be folding it anyway, so you get 3 or 4 thick to do the... Brilliant. Brilliant. Love it.
You know the best way to do sheets? Wash it, dry it, put it back on the bed, take your iron to the bed and iron it on the bed.
Oh, see, this is why we listen to Bev. Why didn't I think of that before? Honestly, that is incredible. There you go. Anyway, look at, you see all the details right in front of you there. It's easy to use, ready in 2 minutes, continuous refill. Now, Bev told us about that. So all we're doing is you just pull out the water tank and just keep on filling it as you need it. But let's face it, 100 or 1.5 litres of water is going to last you a heck of a long time. So you're not going to be filling this every 5 minutes. And that's the thing with the conventional iron as well, is that you put water in it, and sometimes it might only be, you know, 0.4 of a litre, or a half a litre, but that still has weight. So you're carrying that water and you're carrying this iron, and that iron has all the workings inside of it to turn that water to steam. So you're carrying a huge amount. Whereas with this iron, you're just carrying the iron itself, all the work is happening in the base that you're not lifting. And because then you have that, you're getting much better results.
Absolutely.
It really makes sense. It's £79. I think that is brilliant value. It'd be different if we said this is, you know, some make that nobody's ever heard of, but this is Pulte. It's Pulte, 1978 it's been around as well. Now we've got more from Pulte. Let's now move around to the Pulte. It flying through. Literally, this is flying through. Nearly half of the stock has gone on this one. So again, we have stock that should last us a few shows because Bev will be back and so on. We never expect the stock we have to sell out in one show, but it looks as this could actually happen tonight because 50% gone now. So this is the Pulte Vaporetto. I'm not reading the SV, you see the numbers, but it's a steam up with the portable steam cleaner. I'm looking over there because I'm reading it, because even though I've got my glasses on, I cannot read what's in front of me. So I have to go, there it is, I'm reading it. £139 for this one. You can do PayPal Pay in 3. They're going, you know, they're looking, going, why is he looking over there? Why does it tell them? You know.
I can't see that.
Do you see that one over there?
Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah. Look how well you look and tanned you look. I look pale compared to you.
Painting on the back garden. Honestly, that's right. Yeah.
You're outside. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you look fab. She looks fab.
Thank you.
So the portable steam cleaner. Now we are going to show you this on the floors in just a few minutes, but we're going to look at this handheld bit because this was brilliant. So the story, in case you've just joined us, that ties in with this, is I've got one of those shower heads that has the stones in it, you know, those little round stones. So it gives you better power because there's not much of the water pressure in the house. And it really does work. But because it's such a thing that the holes are tiny, it's getting the, what is it that builds up? Lime scale. And you're looking up, and there's one of the jets that's going over there, and there's one that's going over there. And you're like, yeah, okay, so you've got to put it on the floor. And that's that lime scale building up. So wait till you see what Bev is about to do to combat that.
Use your steam cleaner, because if you think steam will gradually wear it away, the lime scale, without doing the damage to the actual unit it's cleaning. Now, if you've got lime scale that's been there a long time, put some lemon juice on and leave it for about half an hour and then go back and use it, because the lemon juice will help to break it down a little easier.
Can I just point out, folks, sorry to interrupt you again, I want you to tell, but look at what Bev has just told you. We're cleaning with steam, which has no chemicals.
No.
And now Bev is showing you a natural way, basically a natural way to break down that lime scale. She's not telling you to go and buy these heavy duty things that you spray on and leave.
No.
This is great.
I mean, many years ago, I mean, this is how I got into steam, to be honest, is because I cleaned the shower enclosure with one chemical and then went and cleaned the floor of the shower with another chemical. And unfortunately, the two had a reaction. And that is when I decided I was going to find a different way to clean. And that's literally what I've done, is found steam. And steam, as you can see, you know, it's loosening it. Now, yeah, I'd work a bit longer with that one.
Of course you would at home,
because just to show you how quick and easy that is to break that down. I'm not breathing in a chemical. I'm not literally having to coat something in there and then you have to go and get in the shower afterwards. You don't know whether you've got it all off with the skin. But with steam, it doesn't matter. It's just Mother Nature, just working. Now, you can use it on inside the oven. Oh, absolutely brilliant for inside the oven. Because apparently it's quite expensive to have these oven cleaner people to come in.
Because you do get people who do that as a job, don't they?
Yeah. Well, which is fine, but what happens is you go and bake, I don't know, a casserole or a pie, it spills in the oven and you're back to square one, you know, where because this heats up in 20 seconds, you keep this part of it under the sink if you want, and then you've always got something to be able to clean with. So you've got all the brushes that you need, so let's just clean. In fact, if I go right the way through the middle bit,
That grease starts to broken down.
it literally dissolves it on contact.
Stinks as well, that grease.
Horrible, right, okay. Now I'm just going to wipe that away.
I hope you can see that at home the way we can. That is phenomenal.
Oh, yes, look at that.
That's the one. Look at that. That is fantastic.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, you know, honestly and truthfully, that is bone dry. You know, and I would put some food on that and not worry about it at all.
Yeah, because of course, because the steam is 120 degrees, it's killing the germs and bacteria.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so if you've got chopping boards, if you've got, you know, your worktops, things like that, you can sanitize every surface without having to use a chemical. Because you made a very good point earlier on. Most people, we spray on whatever chemical it is, we go and get a cloth and we wipe it like this. It's not done its job.
No.
Because if you read on the back, it will say leave for 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah, and I never ever knew that. And it was a product I was looking at, I demonstrated before, that made me look at that because the guy said to me, he says, you know, this will kill the bacteria and germs in 30 seconds. I'm like, yeah, but the one I sprayed does it straight away. And he went, no, it doesn't. And he actually took it and said, read that. And I literally, for the first time ever, I went, leave for 5 minutes. And I'm like, wow, I just can't believe that. It's and it does say 5 minutes on it.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. But more importantly, you've cleaned that surface with a chemical. You've left a sticky residue behind. So if you feel it, it feels very tacky, right? If you're sticking to it, that means the dirt sticks to it a lot quicker.
Very true.
So it's a vicious circle, you know? So if you've got, you know, I don't know, ceramic is brilliant on ceramic because you don't get the smears. If you've got things like, what do they call it? Like, granite, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, if you've got granite, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant for that. I mean, if you go and buy that expensive granite cleaner, I mean, you don't need to. Lovely, thank you. You know, you can sanitize all those surfaces without having to get anything else other than steam.
So technically, right, I'm probably could get myself in trouble. The producer might say, don't say that. If I put raw chicken down there, and then I picked it up and I used that, that's perfectly safe.
Exactly, yes.
See,
I
I'm
mean,
okay.
let's
I'm
face
okay. I'm not in trouble.
See, if you think about it, there's not an awful lot that will survive 120 degrees.
Chopping boards, getting in the
Chopping boards,
grooves.
Can you remember when I was a lot younger, when you used to go to the butchers, you used to see them put sawdust on, and then they'd get a wire brush and they'd be doing this. It was trying to get the sawdust to block the blood up out of the knife marks.
Oh,
okay?
Right, okay.
Don't need to, okay? Use your steam.
Use your steam.
It just forces it out. But it's also at a temperature that's going to kill the germs and the bacteria that's down there. And you've got all the tools. I mean, the tools, the quality of the tools are second to none.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean, how many times have you brought let's say, a cheaper version, and you get home and you think, honestly, you know, they really are poorly made. These aren't. Polty do not do that. All their effort goes into technology to be able to use it, but they want it to last. You know, and that's what... I mean, just for instance, this bristle brush, to be very careful, yeah. If you can see, it's chamfered at the ends, okay?
More fancy words.
Yeah, another one, isn't that good? Now, when you're scrubbing like that, if it's a chamfered surface, it doesn't slip. It makes the brush more powerful, okay?
Wow.
So, combine that with your steam, and that scrubbing power of that brush, there's not much that you're going to leave behind. Fantastic for your patio furniture.
You're really good with those big words tonight. The other day I went into a shop and I bought a thesaurus.
A thesaurus?
A thesaurus,
oh,
yeah.
Did you?
Not, it was the world's worst thesaurus, it was, though, because not only was it terrible, it was terrible.
We're not going to give up the day jobs, honestly.
I shouldn't even be doing this day job either, folks, trust me. That's brilliant. So what we're going to do next is we're going to now move along, because this becomes the floor cleaner, so let's have a little look at that happening. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to use the steam on the floor and look, it kills and eliminates 99.9% of germs and bacteria. By the way, Bev, I want to just talk to you about this, right? And our friends at home are listening to us. So when you read on things, it's 99.9%. You never ever see, or at least I've never seen, where it says 100% of germs and bacteria.
Never
because
will.
they can't, can they? Because they can't prove that it can remove everything.
And the thing is with that, the reason they can't is because it's changing. Structural, whatever it is, it's like your COVID. You know, it metamorphosizes, oh, that's another good word, into a different strain.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying. There's new ones coming out all the time. Now, you can get 99.99 and all the rest of it, but you're talking about, you know, professional ones, hospital grade and stuff like that. You know, hopefully you're not going to have anything like that in your home.
But even the sprays that you get at home, even like the Domestos or one of those things, that doesn't say 100% on it.
No,
you see, so there you go. You get. I feel weird now. I'm at the wrong side of you. I want to.
Ooh,
go
or
this side.
change.
There you go. That's better. Sorry about that. It's good.
right.
Ant and Deck. Yeah. I know the boys when I normally say myself Ant or Deck. I call them both of them Ant or Deck because I never remember which of them is which.
Oh right.
Yeah, I'm sure they're annoyed at me when I say that to them. But there you go.
Right. Now, cleaning floors is usually an absolute nightmare because, let's face it, we have so many different types of floors in our home now. Wooden, we've got probably parquet, we've also got marble, we've got ceramic, we've got carpets, and carpets can be, you know, really inexpensive to really expensive. Doesn't matter when you use steam because you're not using a chemical to do any damage.
Right, I've got to jump in here because I've got to show you something here. So at the beginning of the show, you may well remember that Bev got this. There's clean water in there with suds, and she cleaned all of that floor. She cleaned it. And then, there you go, that was the floor, right? This is the floor. But now you can see here, you can see watermarks where the normal cleaning was done, but down there where she went with the steam cleaner, where Bev went, it's crystal clear. So you're not leaving those horrible watermarks.
No.
That's incredible. Can you see that really clearly? You can? Yeah, you can see it lovely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, I've only done that floor once and I've done it more effectively than if... Oh.
Oh.
Phew. excuses.
It's the fan. And turn it on. Yeah, I'm just going to wreck the joint. Let's put the fan on.
But that's what we do. We tend to get one of these. The only time that this is clean is when you take it out the packet. The minute you put it into the water and start to use it, that's it. You will never get it clean again. Even if you put it in the washing machine, you will still move the dirt around the floor for the very nature of what it is. Now, I know we've got a chemical in here because that's what you tend to do, because you think to yourself is, oh, put a chemical in there. That's going to make a difference. It's going to get it a lot cleaner.
And that word itself, chemical, you know, we're thinking of that.
And also what happens is it makes it tacky. So if you go to stand on it, it's like walking on a packet of crisps.
Yeah.
Well, that's the chemical residue behind. And if you're sticking to it, as I've said before, that means your dirt's sticking to it.
Now you've made me think, right, has anybody ever walked on a packet of crisps to know that? I don't know.
I don't know.
I always think, people say, and then he turned around and said, I wonder if anybody went, John said that. Nobody ever turns around and says.
No, they don't, do they?
Anyway, I
but
apologise.
another thing is, if you're using bleach in your water, right, and you've got pets, they absorb stuff through their paws. Yeah.
Of course they do.
So you wouldn't want them or your children or anything like that. It's not something that you want to do. Right, now, we've got all the different settings on here. We've got minimum for your hard floors, because you can actually use this on sealed wooden floors. You've got medium, which is for your ceramics, and then you've got maximum when you want to use it for your carpets or, you know, something that's a heavier soil.
But always 120 degree steam.
Always 120 degree steam.
Brilliant.
It's just the volume of steam that comes out, okay? So we're going to choose the medium one, okay? And then literally away it goes. So I'll put fresh water in, so you've got sanitized surface, taking the dirt and germs. So that's 120 degrees at that point of clean. That's 120 degrees at that point of clean.
That is proper clean.
Yeah.
And right in between the grout, we know that the steam has penetrated into the little grooves and everything and killed the bacteria.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
So
brilliant.
therefore you've sanitized the whole of that floor. It's taken you half the time, if not less, and you've done a better job.
I genuinely don't know why we're all not cleaning with steam. I really don't understand why we're not doing that.
I think, to be honest, people look and think to themselves is, steam, is that going to be powerful enough? Well, I always use the analogy, right? If it can move a train, it can move a stain.
Of course, I'd never thought of that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, by the way, can I just make a strong suggestion to you as well, folks? Right away, when you're putting this into your basket, also put in some of the Fresco Vapor as well. You get 2 bottles of this here in a box. It's what size are these, by the way? These are 200 ml. 400 ml. You would use.
Put some in.
Right. Let's put some in. So we put it in here, and this is lavender. And it doesn't matter if we put loads in, it will still be okay. It will last tomorrow and the next day.
Fine, yeah.
Now, what it will do is, you're cleaning, because you know when you clean with chemicals, you get a smell. They add in a pine smell and things like that, and it makes you feel, or you know, your senses tell you that something is cleaner. Well, it is with chemical smells. But what they've done here at Pulte with this Fresco Vapor is this here will give you that you don't have to use it, because of course you're killing the bacteria with the steam, but this will give you that beautiful fragrance, but there is 0 chemicals in here, 0 chemicals inside here, so you're getting that beautiful clean smell without chemicals. Let me see if when I can start smelling that.
It'll start coming through
Yeah.
Now, if you've got stubborn areas...
There it is. There it is.
You got
That's
it?
absolutely lovely. What
Isn't
a
that
lovely
beautiful?
fragrance.
We shall all be asleep in a while. Just hold the steam over for a few seconds. Then this has actually got a scrubbing brush on the back, and it will take away that dirt. It just gives you that little bit more elbow grease, if you like. So hold it over for a few seconds, then use your brush to loosen it.
But isn't it lovely that they've thought about putting that brush at the back, Bev, isn't it?
I've never seen any of them with brushes before. But also, you've not overwet that floor.
No.
Now,
That would
not
be dry in 30 seconds a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half the stock gone nearly, folks. You need to be getting this checked out. I don't know, you might say, but Alan, come on, you've been on for an hour and half it's gone, so it's going to be fine. Yeah, absolutely. But the point is that is how popular it is right now. You know, and tomorrow, perhaps, if you get up in the morning and you might go, oh, I've left it in the basket, I forgot about it, and you might go to check it out and it might be gone. So the best thing to do is, if you want this, is to check it out right now. It really is. The smell of that is lovely.
Isn't that beautiful?
And you know, actually, I think for me, I would be happier with that smell. I think I would. I think I'd have this because it's just making me, now I'm going, yeah, that is really clean. Yeah. Even though I knew it was clean before.
You know, we spend money, don't we, on candles and all the rest of the things. Why?
Yeah. But this is actually not doing anything. This is not cleaning anything, this. It's just putting that smell in.
Fragrance,
but with zero chemicals. That has to be a win-win. Love it.
Absolutely. Now, we've gone from your wooden floors, we've done the kitchen
tiles,
floor.
Yeah.
What about a dining room? Something like that. Again, you can go straight onto that floor surface. Stubborn stains, just leave it for about 2 or 3 seconds. It'll start to loosen.
Let's just look at this again. Let's look at this footprint here, this dirt, okay? Because you can see how filthy it actually is. And look, as I go over that, you can see that's dried in. That's not going anywhere. So that has dried in right here under the studio lights. And again, watch how easily it just does
a few seconds.
Wow, it's just broken that, completely gone. Into that microfiber cloth, which you said is multi-layered.
Yeah, multi-layered, it's washable. When you wash it, don't put any fabric and conditioner on it, because what happens is it stops the absorbency, okay? Now, if you want to do your cooker hood, I know, it's lovely. You can actually do the cooker hood with this on the top. You know, and that's what I say. It's not just for the floors. Yeah. You know, I know you've got all the tools that's going to go with it, but, you know, sometimes you might just be in the bathroom and think, oh, I'll just do that shower door while I'm here. Or the tiles. Now,
you see the shower, because I've got one of those glass swinging partitions on that, and it does get all of that limescale build up. So again, I could just open that and I could use that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that pink stuff that you get in your shower, that's dead skin cells.
Very lovely. Thank you so much, Bev, for that. Yeah, thanks a million. Yeah, thanks.
Now,
but it's true though, isn't it? I mean, it's life, you know.
Well, this is all I have to say, this fan's beautiful.
Isn't it great?
Oh, I'm going to have to take
because it is quite warm in the studio tonight, so it's really lovely having that. And when it comes around onto a stage, you're like, oh, wow. But even, I think, standing around it with the movement of air, it's making a huge difference to us.
It is, yeah.
And I think it's 70 quid for this tonight. Remember what it does. It oscillates that way. And vertical, what did it say? It said vertical swing and horizontal swing. We all love this. No, I was going to say we all love the swing, but we don't. That sounded terrible, didn't it? No, not the kind of show, Alan.
Speak for yourself.
So yes, vertical swing and horizontal swing. That's not what we mean. The pole is also height adjustable. It's got quite a big round base on it, and again, it's all touch display on the front.
It's
and
nice and neat, isn't it? As well.
Do you know what I love about it? Right, watch this, Bev. Right, so if I turn this up here, right, and I turn, did you see that? Yeah. And I turn it off.
Yeah.
Right, watch this. Watch the head.
Oh, it goes back.
It's righting itself down to its original position.
Well, I've been stood over the other side of the studio, and every time you got it on the oscillating, I could feel it right from across the
Because we're underneath, probably, seriously, we're under, like, I don't know, 50 lights here, and they're all creating heat, so it does get very warm in the studio. So that's why I was very happy tonight when there's a fan here, and of course you know the heat that we have out there now, and it's getting hotter. Now, can I tell you this? Okay, you know our postage, we say 4 to 5 working days. Okay, and the reason for that is for safety. I can tell you this categorically right now. Vibra Solutions, which is Chris Mott and Tony Mott, I promise you this, they are the most wonderful people, right? And honestly, they're just fab people. Small business, not huge at all. They will get the order, because here, when you order it will go to them and it'll be with them when they wake up in the morning and they get to the office at 8:30, okay? They will pack it and dispatch it today. And I say today because it's 2:15. It will be dispatched today. And there is a likelihood, okay, and I have to be careful, that you will have it tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Ready for this weekend that's coming in, okay? But we can't promise you that. But I can say that Chris rang and said, Al, we're next day. And it's gone. So you can be pretty confident that it's going to be with you really quickly. Confident that we're turning it back on to cool us down.
Oh,
Bev.
it's lovely. Honestly,
Yeah.
it really
Great
is.
fan. 69 pounds. Should have been 79, but the full price is 89. But he dropped it by another tenner for us, so that's good news for you.
And it's going to be 32 degrees this week.
Don't!
Is
I
where
hate
I
the
live
heat,
anyway.
Bev.
Yeah, don't, do you?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
I like the heat. It's the humidity that kills me. It really does. And I think that's the trouble in our country. It's humidity.
Humidity, yeah.
But this is absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend
Yeah, and you can turn it off the swing as well. You can just do whatever you want with it. Aim for the ceiling.
Excuse me for me. That's just...
Oh, Bev, I love you. Love you, Bev. Fully
Anyway.
remote control as well.
Right, now what about your carpets, okay? Now, carpets, because the very nature of what they are, they actually hold the dirt, and the dirt falls down to the bottom of the carpet. Do you know if you moved a carpet that you've had down within a year, you would be able to sweep, now, I will remember this, I think it's just...
I don't think I want to hear this, actually.
just
Go on.
over a pound in weight of dust and soil that actually falls down when you bring in your feet, okay?
Because we do when we walk in, we tend to go, oh yeah, hi, and then you turn it out and you're like, yeah.
and you've wiped
Yeah,
it off.
and you're into your carpet that you've paid a lot of money
Yeah.
for, yeah.
Now, in 1 ounce of dust, there are 2,000 dust mites.
I'm so pleased you came here tonight, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
I counted them. I think they did a good job.
Maybe it was the same time you were down getting 53% less ironing time.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the same fellas.
Yeah, probably.
Just saying.
So if you've got something that's working at 120 degrees, any unwanted visitors are going to be running for the door.
What, my mother-in-law?
Yeah, well, yes. You could try. I love my mother-in-law. She's dead, but I loved her.
Oh. My goodness. She's dead. I loved her. Oh, jeez. Oh, Bev. Oh, goodness me. Did we get any emails yet, I will ask? We haven't had any emails. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know now that you don't love us.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's just me and you, Bev. Yeah. If you do, studio@shopontv.co.uk. Do say honestly, we'd love an email. Even if it's just to say hi to myself, Alan,
say,
and the lovely Bev.
You're rubbish. Get off.
Yeah, whatever it is, just come and just send it. But
Just
remember,
say-
we are human. We do have feelings, ladies and gentlemen. And I brought mine tonight as well. Did you
Did
bring
you, Dad?
yours?
I always bring mine,
Yeah,
yes,
I meant to leave them at home, but I forgot them tonight. I was excited I was working with you, so and I went out with them. No, said it's to be nice, of course. It's just to say hi to us. We would love it. Just to know you're there.
absolutely. Can I just show you this carpet? Because,
We totally stopped talking about the carpet.
I mean, while we were just talking, look at the colour that it's brought back. And that's because when you walk on the carpet, it flattens the pile. And people tend to say, oh, the sun's lightened the carpet, or it's taken the colour.
Yeah,
It's not, it's because the pile's flat.
flat.
If you use your steam, it rejuvenates the pile, it brings it back. If you move furniture, instead of getting an ice cube and having to put that on to bring that indentation back, don't, just put your steam on top. Now,
Told you she knows everything, didn't I?
if you've got pets that are going in a particular area in your home, let's say, and it's usually the carpet, and obviously they keep reoffending in that area, you need to neutralise the bacteria because they will still smell where they need to go. And the only way you will do that is to put steam on the top of it, because that neutralises the bacteria that creates the smell in the first place.
Well, there you go. Lots of brilliant tips on that. Well, you know, thank you for those demos. They're pretty cool. And remember what we started this little round of demos doing was down there on the countertop talking about all of those 19 accessories and how great they can be for you and exactly what they can do for you and where you would use them. You know, keep them in a little drawer or something like that, or if you know, wherever you keep this, just keep them in a little small box or something like that. But there's so many different things that you can do with it, and so many different. By the way, what's this one for, Bev?
That's your bracket. If you want to hang it, okay?
Right.
So it's your bracket that goes on the back, so you can hang it on the wall.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I've got
it's
you.
a bracket, so you can hang it.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you for that. I was unsure.
They think of everything.
Yeah, they do. They don't script and scrape. It is poultry after all. But think about, you know, the jobs that we did and the way that we had, you know, talking about barbecue grills and stuff like that. It really is a comprehensive machine, and I think, you know, we don't think enough about what we're using to clean. We don't think enough that we are using loads and loads of chemicals, and we don't know what we're spraying. And if you read on the back of it, they kind of sometimes give chemicals this name that doesn't sound too bad. You know, they kind of give it a slightly softer name. We don't know what these things are, and if we can avoid them, I really think we should. And clearly poultry believe that too, because everything to do with steam. And even this here, which is the vapor, the Fresco vapor, there are zero chemicals. It is a completely natural product, because it would be kind of weird if they put chemicals in it. But they really are a terrific company as well.
Tell you what I've done this week, because we've had this bit of nice weather. I've got the sun lounger cushion out from the shed. Well, it smelt really fusty and damp. So I just got my steam and I've steamed them all, let them dry in the sun for about 10-15 minutes, and they're honestly and truthfully as good as new.
Brilliant. You see so many different ways you can do it, and you'll always know as well, because sometimes if you try to clean something, it will say do a test little bit first. This is just steam, so you can use it, you can help clean things up with it, and you don't have to worry. But remember, the key to this is, and this is the message I got from tonight from Bev, is that yes, it does all of those jobs. Yes, we've got all of these things here to aid and to help us clean pretty much everywhere around the house, even down to, you know, glass and mirrors and stuff like that. But the big message tonight is 120-degree steam. That is the real big thing for me. Let's have a look at this little VT clip on this one and give us a little bit more information on it. So you can see that saving time is a great thing. 2 minutes on this one? No, it's 20 seconds in this one. 20-second heat up time. I was about to say 20 seconds and I said, no, it can't be. It has to be 2 minutes. It's not. It's 20 seconds. Italian design. I've got to say, it does look good. And remember what this one does. You can choose the steam level for the different floors, and it will adapt itself to work with the floor that you're cleaning. And it doesn't take away the steam heat, which is 120 degrees. All it does is it regulates what's actually coming out, the amount of steam. So if you're putting it out to a wooden floor, it doesn't give you as much, because of course you don't want too much steam going into a wooden floor, because it might get into a crack or something and it might, you know, make it expand or something. So this is clever. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier on. Oh, that's another brilliant idea, that little towel rail. But look at that one, the tool as well to get into the grout. But remember, you can use all of these tools for different things. We're just showing you on this VT 1 or 2 ideas of, he was multitasking in that, he was brushing his hair and cleaning his hair and cleaning. But we're just showing you a few ideas, but of course you can clean so much more with that one. You can even tie your dicky bow and clean as well. It's brilliant. This video is brilliant. It's the first time I've looked at it properly. It really is. It's mad. You know, your countertops and stuff like that. It's just such a revelation, this is. So genuinely think hard about using a Pulte Vaporetto steam up, a portable steam cleaner. It comes apart so you can clean it. And 19 accessories, that's a lot. And by the way, it is some Pulte, so you know that the quality you're getting is exceptional. I actually must ask Bev as well shortly about the warranty on these as well, because we haven't talked about that. But even what Bev hasn't mentioned tonight, I did ask her earlier, there's a little bit of a cork on the handle. What's that for? And it's because your palm of your hand tends to sweat a bit. When you're holding it, it's going to absorb the sweat in your hand. I just think even to think about something like that is really, really wonderful. So they really have gone, I think, above and beyond with this product. But again, Pulte, we know, 1978, Franco Pulte, Francesca, his daughter, is now running it. So it is fab. By the way, can I please mention again to you this wonderful fan from Vibra? This is a great fan, and especially may I say, if you're on a budget, because sometimes maybe you don't want to go above £100 for a fan. Maybe you are on a budget. This is $69.99. You can do this PayPal Pay in 3. Go onto the website, pop it into your basket, go to checkout, and then go to PayPal Pay in 3. There's a few questions you've got to put in. It won't take you long, I promise you. And once they've set that up for you, it's on its way for $24.98 today. Next month the same, and the month after the same, and then you fully have it paid for. But this is great because it is a fan that vertically oscillates or swings, so it will swing up and down, but also it has the horizontal swing, so it will go from side to side. So really what it's doing is it's just making sure the air is moving everywhere. But you can aim this, and by the way, I love this, 3 speeds. When you turn this off, watch the head. It brings itself back down automatically. Now it is Chris and Tony Mott, and I know I mentioned their name a lot, but I think it's important to know that this is not some multinational company. You know, you talk about Franco Polti and his daughter Francesca, you talk about Chris and Tony Mott. They're a couple who are just beautiful people. This is their company, and they're a small company, but they do get some great products, and they've got some you know, lovely little group of staff as well. But this is a great fan, and especially at that price. You have your display here, which is digital, and everything is touch with the button, so you just barely touch on anything, and you can up with the speed 1, 2 and 3, and you can put a timer on it as well, so you can go to bed at night time, have the fan on, and then say in 3 hours I want it to turn off, and it will do that for you. Remote control as well. So great comprehensive fan, and a very lowly $69.99, because quite frankly, if you get those normal pedestal fans that people buy, the clickety-clack fans as I call them, you're definitely going to spend, for something this size, you're going to spend, I don't know, 30, 40 quid. And by the way, with the design of the blades in here, the fan blade, you would have to get a much bigger regular fan to give out as much air as this one does and circulate as much air, and the fact that it does the vertical swing. And by the way, did you notice how quiet this is as well? So again, pop it into your basket with your Polti Vaporetto or the iron or the Fresco Vapor. That's, I just left down there for a minute. So all of those items, you can put them all in to your basket and check out, and do PayPal Pay in 3 if you want. We're going to go back over to Bev in a sec, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the iron before we do that, because this is great. The price on this is the winner for me, £79. It's a steam generator iron. Underneath there you can see where the cable goes as well. Bev, this really is a brilliant iron, isn't it?
It really is. It's going to cut your ironing time down by over half. One temperature sole plate, so you set it on to maximum, and you can iron anything from denim to silk to delicates. You can do wool on it. You're not going to do the burning, because the thing is, the sole plate's a lot cooler. It's also got an eco button on, which will save you 30% of your water consumption at the time and 30% of your electricity consumption. You've also got easy carry to store it, so you're not worrying about it falling off and burning you while you're carrying it to put it away, and you can fill it at any time. It's an automated surface.
Because some of the thing as well is, if you get the regular iron and it runs out of water, when you go to pour it in, you sometimes spill it over and go on the sole plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
With this, you're pulling that out and you're filling it up away from it. So
absolutely.
I think
and because it's a self-cleaning iron, you can put normal tap water in. You don't have to buy, you know, fancy water.
Okay, so you said that, and that's after making me think about that little thing there. Is that?
That's your little filter.
So I was right, okay.
Yes, you were.
It's going to jump a bit there.
Take that out.
Right.
That's where it lives, inside there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where the water goes through there, so that takes out the
filters out all of your
stuff out of it. Yeah.
The lime scale, and then you just take that out and then put that back in again. Again, you can take that to the tap and fill it with water. It's just easy. It's simple.
And the weight at the bottom of that as well, so it always falls to the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because that way stops the air bubbles forming. It gives a continuous flow of water.
Great.
Heats itself up. It heats up in 20 seconds, so it's good to go. If you don't want to use it as the mop on, let's say, you know, you get up and you think, oh, I'm going to clean inside the oven or something like that, then obviously you're going to take it out of here. You've got a button on the back which you can press, and that releases it, and then obviously the same thing with the handle. So once you've taken those out, You can use the body because it's actually got a handle underneath here. You put it on maximum when you're going to use it in this mode, but don't worry, the booklet that it comes with is very comprehensive. Switch the button on and you will see it will start to build the steam up, and away you go. And then when you were finished with it, just switch the button off and it will stop.
But it is quite normal to get a little squirt of water to begin with, isn't it? So don't worry about that if it happens and you saw that. That's quite natural because there'll be a little bit of water built up in the front that it's just firing that out first. So if you turn it, maybe you might want to do that towards your sink or something.
Or in a cloth,
Or into a cloth, absolutely.
Because you remember 120 degrees going through a cooler part of the pipe. Your first thing is you're going to get your, it's thermal stabilisation.
Thermal stabilisation, ladies and gentlemen. Fancy words tonight have been coming out of you like a good thing there. They've been flying out.
I'll have to go and lie down in a dark room now, I think. But I just want to just show you these tools because, I mean, I've had my steam cleaner, well, probably 20 years now, and I have to say I'm blown away at the new tools that they've brought. This one, it's a scrubbing brush, but the main thing is this at the front, and you think, well, it's only a few bristles, but do you know it gets in all the awkward places? You know, inside the oven, in the far corners where you can never reach, you can use that and it gets right in there. I've even used it in the shower tray. In the corner of the bath, you know, all where the dirt collects on the grouting round the side, so you can use that on that. This is absolutely ingenious for going underneath the toilet rim. You can turn it into that direction. Now you can do round the back of the brackets of the toilet. Do you know that's what happens with toilet seats? Why they become loose is because we spray chemicals on the back, the actual brackets, and it perishes the rubber that they sat on.
Is that what happens?
Yes.
I currently have a moving toilet seat.
Well, that's the reason why.
That's the problem, yeah.
That's the reason why. And so therefore, if you're using steam, you're not using anything that's going to corrode it away. If you're someone who puts bleach down their toilet because you've got limescale, right, you're not actually getting rid of the limescale with the bleach, you're just lightening it so you can't see it.
Is that true?
Yep.
And bleach is genuinely, bleach is a dreadful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for that to be flushed back into the water system, it is dreadful.
It is.
Bleach is, yeah.
And also, if you looked under the microscope, you would see fine scratches all the way around the toilet bowl. And what happens is it's a platform for the germs to stick to, right? When you use steam, you get rid of the germs, but you don't destroy the porcelain.
Oh.
Right? So...
Yeah, I told you she was brilliant.
We've also got your corner brush, because you might want to get sort of a bit shorter places. Very good. I'll tell you what I've used this for. Down where the tray is for the washing machine.
Down by the riverside.
Yeah, that way. Get rid of the soap suds that get caught in the washing machines. Now this... I thought when I first got it, I thought, well, that's a fancy thing just to do the plug hole with. But don't just keep it for that, because if you look at the bristles, they're actually chamfered, they're shaped all the way round. Now what happens with that? That gives the brush more power. So
say that word again? Chamfered.
Chamfered, yes, chamfered. Right,
ladies and gentlemen, I've got a little test for you. Tomorrow, when you get up and you go into work, whatever, you must use the word chamfered. To find a way to do it. Yeah.
When you go for your coffee, can I have a chamfered coffee? Probably get thrown out.
No, try and find a way to do that. That'd be a bit of fun tomorrow. Try and find a sentence and somehow you can use it that it makes sense and people don't go, what? Yeah.
Well, if you're a joiner, it's no problem, is it?
Very true.
So, as I say, it gives the bristles more power. So, and it stops it from slipping off. So you've got a good scrubbing brush combined with the steam, it makes it more powerful.
So if we use that down the plug hole again, you put in the plug hole, you do it, and it will, any kind of soap scum and stuff, it'll melt that away, force it out.
Don't buy expensive drain cleaner, you've got the best
again, we talked about bleach being terrible, drain on blocker, not good.
No.
It's okay to use now and again, don't get me wrong, you have to use it, but you know, if you use this regularly, you won't have to do that.
Absolutely. You know, prevention's always better than a cure, isn't it, so they say. Now this is the new tool. Now I think this is absolutely awesome, this tool. I'm just going to put this on just to show you. Okay, now down the back of the radiators, we've got radiators that's got like fins on it, and so therefore that's where all the
Look
dirt.
at that.
I mean, just look at the power, front and back, that that's coming out
120
of.
degree steam.
Absolutely. But obviously you think to yourself is, well, all that dirt's gonna get blasted out. Well, it even comes with its own little socket that goes on there. So all the dirt goes on there, that gets thrown in the washer when you're finished. So you've got that. You've also got an upholstery brush. All these sockets come with it. They're all washable. But if you take the socket off, you've now got a window squeegee. You can do your mirrors with it as well. I do the patio table because it's a glass table.
Oh yeah, of course you could, yeah.
Don't just think of doing inside, you can also take it outside. I've done, as I say, the patio cushion with it. I do the table. I even do the UPVC, you know, the window ledges and stuff like that, where the dirt gets. So it just makes life easier.
Like you showed the power of the steam breaking down the dirt on the floors, it will also break down the dirt on windowsills, etc., because breaking down dirt is breaking down dirt. So.
Absolutely. Now this is also a new tool that they've got. Now the quality of this is unbelievable. It really is. You get the pads, again, wash them first before you use them, because it's like all toweling, it gets rid of that chemical that they put on it, and it makes them more absorbent. This you can use fantastic on your mattresses, so you can steam your mattresses. You can also steam your upholstery. Pet beds, absolutely brilliant for. Curtains, you can use it for the curtains as well.
It's really thick, isn't it?
Isn't it?
That, like, when I think about the cloths at home, you know, they're thick enough, but this is really thick.
It is, isn't
and the
it?
different textures of those little
that's
fibres
your
as well.
scrubbing little bit that's there. Now, there's 2-year warranty on
That's
all the problem,
brilliant.
on all Polte's thing. But if you have a problem, what you do is you pick the phone up. They're based in Manchester. They'll come and collect your machine from your home. You don't struggle back to the post office or anywhere else.
They literally come and collect it.
Dealing with Polte, yep. They'll come and collect it. They will either exchange or repair it, and they get it back into your home between 5 to 7 working days. Now, after that 2 years is up, the service still remains the same. The only difference being is that you would have an estimate for the work to be done.
Wow. I mean, but even if you think about it though, folks, like, for them to come to your door to pick it up and then drop it back to your door, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is such a service. Now, again, if this was an item, Bev, that was, you know, if you bought something that was £4,000, £5,000, you think, excellent, right?
Yeah.
I treated it myself a couple of years ago to a really nice wristwatch, okay?
Yeah.
And it was keeping dreadful time.
Really?
And dreadful. It was losing, like, I think in a day it lost like 3 hours of time. It was dreadful.
Wow.
So I had to send it back, but I had to pack it up.
Yes.
And it was a lot of money, right?
Yes, yeah.
I treated it as it was a birthday present. And I had to then go and I had to post it back to them.
And then you'd have it recorded, delivery.
Yeah, my expense.
Yeah.
But these guys, and this is, look, it's 140 odd quid.
I know.
And they're going to come to your house to collect it from you should there be a problem.
Yeah.
Now, let's just say, for instance, after 2 years, you said, yeah, it's not wrong. I don't want to have to pay anything for it. You spent £70 for each year, because it's £140. So £70 for each year, 52 weeks. You've paid £1 something a week for all of your cleaning, and you've saved a fortune on chemicals.
Do you know how much you spend on chemicals? On average, £350 to £450 a year. If you use window cleaning, that is dearer than diesel per litre.
Window cleaner is.
Yes.
And we complain about the price of diesel, ladies and gentlemen, don't we?
Yep.
And you know the funny thing is, right? You go along and you drive past. I was coming up tonight, needed some diesel in the car, and I drove. Nah, it's 151 there. I know it's 149 up the road.
Yeah.
And you do that to save tuppence.
Yes.
And now we're showing you a way to save a fortune by having something like this.
Yeah.
And it is going to last more than 2 years, most likely anyway. You know, you're probably going to have this for years. So,
yeah,
you know, we're just been really, you know, saying 2 years and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's going to go on longer than that.
Well, the thing
It's
is,
fabulous.
Polte have always made quality, and that's why they've been going since 1978. You know, they're a family business. When you buy something, they consider you to be a part of that family, and that's why they offer the after-sale service. I brought a television and paid extra for them to come and take it when it wasn't going to work.
And that cost you a lot more than 140 quid as well, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. Overall, think about it. It's just brilliant. The whole service from Pulte, the whole service. I mean, to stand here, and I'm not just saying this about this woman because she's here beside me, but the wealth of knowledge that has been imparted to all of us tonight has been unbelievable. It's been really, really worthwhile. So thank you for that. When I was asking questions, I was going to go, Miss. Learning so much like when at school, but no, honestly, to impart years and years, and that's why we call her the Queen of Clean and the Queen of Steam, especially because what Bev doesn't know about how to use these products. But you're not like having went to college for 100 years for this. This is just you using them. This is what.
This is me using them. I actually brought a steam cleaner because I didn't want to use chemicals anymore 20 years ago, and I went back I brought it from John Lewis, and it was a Pulte, and I went back in and was raving about it, and she said, look, if you're that impressed, she says, why don't you come and work for us? I ended up being the national sales training manager for the company. I've been over to Italy and all the rest.
Yep.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Just got fed up of driving on the road all the time. That was the reason. But yes, I am passionate about steam, and I don't work for anybody unless I would have it in my home and use it.
Yeah.
I have to be passionate about that product and know that product's going to do the job it's intended to do.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, I don't want to know.
And Bev's honesty and straightforwardness and candidness for every product so I've known Bev a long time, is second to none. I can promise you this. Number one, this is ITV and STV, so we cannot say or claim or do anything that you will not be able to do at home. We cannot do that. But I can tell you this now, right? There's no fine line with Bev. Bev just says it as it is. You get to know exactly what you'll be able to do with it, and not only that, she imparts so much information to you as well. I think it's brilliant. Get yours right now. By the way, if you do want to see lots more products from us here at Shop on TV, we have a dedicated Freeview channel, and from midnight right through till 6 p.m. That same day, we do these brilliant half-hour segments, all different products. You'll see flag paints on there, you'll see Beneco, you'll see all sorts of things, Blue Magic on there as well. You'll see so much, and Cruise TV as well. They are advertised for a couple of hours as well each day. But that, to find it, is channel 89.
Shop on TV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with Shop on TV. Shop on TV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently, and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way, from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m, Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m, and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV.
Yep, so channel 89 on Freeview, midnight right through till 6 p.m. It's worth checking it out now and again, because you never know what you might see there, because we have so many different products. Actually, mentioning how many products we have, if you do go to our website, shopontv.co.uk, apparently, I can show you, there was a gremlin in the system earlier on. This is what will happen live every night, ITV1 midnight, or depending on the programming, it might be after that. Like tonight was 20 to 1. But we go till 3 a.m. These are the items on the show that you can see. Everything is available. By the way, there is that vacuum. We didn't even get a chance to show you the vacuum. We had a VT clip, a video to show you that, but we might show you that before the end. We've got about 20 minutes left, or 17 minutes. But again, you can see the fans there. You can see that Vibra dual height oscillating fan. You can also see the Vibra mini fans as well, desk fans. 2 of those for 60 quid. Those cooling towels are just, it's genuinely, it's wizardry stuff, that is. The Beneco fans, which I rave about. So anything that you see there, that's just a few things of the over 700,000 products on our website. So please jump onto that. You see that Halo fan in the bottom left-hand corner? If you want a fan that is a HEPA 13 filter and it has a UV light inside which kills bacteria and viruses and fires out plasma waves, plasma ions to kill bacteria and viruses on contact in the air, that's the one to go for. It is brilliant, and it's a bladeless fan as well. You can app control that, you can control it with a remote control, or you can control it on the touch screen, and it has the ambient light built into it as well. $254.99. It is a great fan as well if you wanted to clean the air as well. And because it's an air cleaner, you can put it on automatic and it will be on very low, just cleaning the air, and it will recognize if there's more pollutants or VOCs in the air, and it will automatically turn its speeds up to clean the air in your room. When it's cleaned it sufficiently, it will turn itself back down. Great for people who suffer from hay fever and allergies. And it's beautiful as well, can I just say? Quite a heavy machine as well. Very substantial indeed. But I want to tell you about the Vibra Duo that we have here as well. If you want genuinely a really mega affordable fan, $69.99. This is the gospel truth. This was supposed to be $79.99. I was talking to our buyers today and I said, look, we've had a word with Chris and we've come together and we've got an extra tenner off. So it's down to that, and you can buy this pay in 3 as well, $24.98 if you go in and do that through PayPal. This is why I love it. It looks great, first of all. The amount of air that it shoots out is great. 3 speeds. This is on speed 3. You can hear it's very quiet. Now this is what it does. Remote control, touch screen here. So first of all, it will give you a vertical swing. That means it will swing up and down in that motion. Now what you can do is if you want to face it up and stop it so it comes up and bounces the air off the roof, you can do that of course like that. But you can leave it swinging, or you can press the horizontal swing. So now it's turning left to right and up and down that head. That's a clever mechanism inside there to be able to do that. All touchscreen, 3 speeds again on that, cooling the room. And for that price, $69.99, I think that is, no, I don't think it is. I know this is one of the best value fans around with the features that it has, fully remote controlled as well. It is brilliant, and it comes with it's a quiet stamp on that as well. So it's got pretty much everything going for it. Grab yourself one of those because we have got the heat coming. And by the way, just to say to you as well, can't promise you this because we say 4 to 5 working days, but I know Chris and Tony at Vibra Solutions, they said that when they go into the office in the morning, on their computer there will be a list of you guys who purchased one of these from us tonight, whether it's the pay in 3, you still get it straight away, or you've paid for it outright. They will get that list, they will have them ready to be sent out, they will have a truck coming and they will dispatch it today. And I mean today as in 9-10 o'clock in the morning, and they do a next day delivery service is what Vibra do. And Chris said, look, please tell the viewers that it will be with them, so you potentially, most likely, will have this on Wednesday at your house, ready for the weekend. Now if it doesn't come Wednesday, please, it could be Thursday, Friday. We guarantee, we promise you kind of 4 to 5 working days usually, but we think this will come a lot quicker for you, so it's ready for the weekend. Massive temperatures coming over the weekend, keep yourself cool with that as well. Right, what have we got next? Oh yes, the vacuum. Okay, so we're going to very briefly show you a little video on that, and then we're going back over to Bev because we're finishing off. We've got about 12 minutes left. Now this is great. Bev, I'm a big fan of this vacuum, and the reason I like this is because it's called the Forza Spirit Slim, because they design, am I right in saying, the tube of this to be narrow to get in between?
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah.
So therefore you can get into the awkward areas, you know, that gap down between the washing machine and the cupboard,
yeah,
or, you know, where the freezer is, where the peas all fall. But this is the vacuum I use at home because I find it so versatile.
Don't know what happened in that bed.
No, neither do I. I'm not even going to ask. But you can use it as high up, reach, low down, Also, you can use it as a handheld. You can take it out to the car and vacuum. It does all floor surfaces, whether it's wooden or carpets. It's amazing.
Yeah,
vacuum.
it is great, and I've demonstrated that a few times again when Bev hasn't been here, taking some time off or whatever. I have stepped in to do that for you, and I've been dealing with vacuums. We've known each other about these years.
Yeah,
20 years or more I've been doing this job, and one of my specialities that I love to work with is vacuums, and I'm really, really particular. And if people say, "Oh yeah, can you do it?" It's a vacuum. That's a brand, right? And people say it. It's like when you go and say, "Can I get a Coke, please?" And you get, well, it's
Biro.
Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it was Byron who invented it. But here's the thing, right? Is that is genuinely a great vacuum. I can't remember what price was it. I didn't. Oh, there it is. £149. It's just come up there as well. But it does have that accessory kit too, which doesn't normally come with it.
You know, that accessory kit. The actual turbo brush in that accessory kit is worth $49.95.
Yeah.
So honestly and truthfully, that makes it a fantastic price. Please don't think to yourself, because it's that price, oh, it can't be any good. Honestly, it is a fantastic vacuum.
Yeah, it is a genuinely a great vacuum. We have got about 10 minutes left on the show before we have to say goodnight, and thank you to you guys. But genuinely, from both myself and Ben, we're here for a few more minutes. It genuinely hasn't been a pleasure.
It's been a fantastic. I've loved working with you.
Even though they didn't send us any flaming emails.
No, I know. Why?
Folding my arms in despair.
We've really worked our little socks off.
Yeah, you know, how do I feel about that? Oh, I feel whelmed. Not overwhelmed or underwhelmed, just whelmed.
Just whelmed.
That has just made Kieran, our director, chuckle, ladies and gentlemen.
Just chuck that over there.
Just that's fine. That's where we keep that over there.
Time of night now.
Yeah.
So stand by your beds, be careful.
Just 11 minutes till you have to spend another 3.5 hours in the car to get home.
Yes, I do.
That's the effort that this lady puts in to come down. Herself and Lloyd, her husband, they've driven 3.5 hours down, be here to do all of this and then drive back home again. But that's the dedication, and it's the big book she's on as well. She's millions of pounds for a show, millions. Yeah, she wouldn't do it for any less.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, it's millions of some weird currency that's worth tuppence halfpenny, isn't it? Yeah. We do it for the love, ladies and gentlemen, we really do.
Yeah, we do. I have to say, I do fully enjoy my job. I always have done. Right, vacuums aside. Once we've vacuumed, we need to have something that can clean the floors. Now, not all steam mops are designed for wooden floors, okay? Because they overwet them.
Okay.
And
So too much steam.
Too much steam, too much water. It doesn't get to the temperature that it should do to maintain the steam.
Right.
So therefore, reverts back to water, wets everything through, and that unsticks the glue at the back or starts to damage the floor.
Right.
But Pulte wanted to have a universal floor mat that would do all your floor surfaces. So your sealed wooden floors, it's even got on the top here a little tiny symbol of a wooden floor. So it's designated to that.
Is it true, and again I'm asking this because I haven't even said this to Beverly, is it true that inferior machines will create the steam and it will be over 100 degrees, but it will create it up here, and by the time it gets down there it's cooled right down?
That's what produces the water.
You see.
Unfortunately, and if you're looking at, normally it drops down to 60, 70. Some of them can drop down as low as 40.
That's not killing anything.
No,
it's not killing the germs.
Anything, and also it's wetting everything through. Right. Now, with this, you can use on your sealed wooden floors. Heat up time is 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
So once you've filled it with water at the back, you switch it on and you can see the blue lights just going around. Once it settles, then you can choose where you want it to be. Now, you've got wooden floors, you've got ceramic and hard floors, you've got maximum, which is for carpets and also for really stubborn. Now, if you press the middle bit, that jumps up onto your first one, which is your minimum, which is your wooden floor. And straight away, it's producing steam, okay? So, right, now, right, we have...
Caroline! Now, we don't know if Caroline's is seriously whether. Well, do you know what? She sent it in. No, actually, I'm not going there. Sorry, Carol, I'm not going there.
Your answer to that is, Caroline,
Yeah, probably.
tissue.
Just come in, yeah. Fluids on the mattress.
Yes.
Would it clean up fluids off a mattress?
What it will do, blot
Only because it's flaming 10 to or 7 minutes time, just saying that.
blot with tissue first, Caroline, then use your steam cleaner.
I thought Caroline was supposed to be sweet.
Yeah,
Caroline,
then
thanks.
get your steam cleaner, your steam mop, and then sanitise over the top. And it will deodorise and sanitise whatever it is, and I'm not going down that
Caroline's
road.
probably at home now getting really angry at me because I'm having the giggle. She said, no, I'm really serious, Alan. Stop making jokes. Yeah. It's
Well,
my children
yes.
wetting the bed.
Yeah, and then, you know, it happens.
Of course it does.
But yes, the answer to that is, if it's something like children wetting the bed, it will neutralise the odour of the bacteria, and therefore it will refresh the mattress.
There you go. You
Yeah.
see? It's just yeah. Right. We've got a couple of minutes left. Let's finish these floors
Can I
then.
just say, if you want to polish your floors, get some beeswax, put it on the cloth, okay, underneath, and then steam it onto your wooden floors. It'll polish your wooden floor, but it also sends a beautiful fragrance around your room.
And we do the waxing as well. It's brilliant.
Okay. Well, I haven't got time to do
Yeah,
all
we
that
don't have
lot.
time, yeah.
So I'm going to go on to this one.
Now, just look at this first, because it's really important, right, to have a look at this there. And the reason I want you to see this is that this is dried on, so you can see that. Look at as I rub my fingers over it. So it's not going. See, it's a foot mark that we've put down there, and the same there. But the thing about it is that there's a couple of ways to do this, and Bev is going to show us.
Right. If you don't want to use the scrubbing brush, you just hold it over there, because it starts to break down the dirt that's down there.
Brilliant, look at that
Just makes
going.
life a little bit quicker. If you want to do it with the brush, then you go and put the steam on, but the scrubbing brush is on the back. So
Can we see that scrubbing brush? Can we show it?
turn it round?
Yeah, there you go. Look at it. There you go. I didn't notice the little tab either for your foot to take out. So you don't even have to handle that.
You don't have to touch the cloth if
That's
you
brilliant.
don't want to. And then literally just steam it away. Now, whether you've got Antico, Lino, you name it, you can still steam it. Also, I like the shape of the head,
Mm-hmm.
because you can turn it around, whether you're left-handed or right-handed.
I'm ambidextrous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can
Very
do
good.
nothing with both of my hands.
No, that's okay
Yeah.
then. But it's easy to manoeuvre, because you can turn it around. It's not difficult to manoeuvre. So if you're going to want to go down to the kitchen cupboards, you know, down the kickboard at the bottom, it'll
Yep.
go right up to it. Then it comes with a carpet glider, thank you. And
This is one we
then-
threw there earlier.
yeah, it's one I threw across the room. So you just fit it in. So now I would put this on to maximum, because now I need the force of the steam to open up the fibres of the carpet and force the dirt to the surface, and also it will destroy the bacteria that's creating the smells. If you've got pets, you will never have that dog smell, because it will neutralise the odours that get stuck within the fibres of the carpets.
That's really
That-
terrific. I mean, what a comprehensive round of demonstrations. What a comprehensive information that we got. It's great, isn't it? Obviously, the heat in this studio, and that is magnificent. And it, for its price as well, 70 quid. It belies its price. It really does. But what a comprehensive information we've had tonight as well. I have genuinely learned huge amounts, just as you have, not only about this, but also about the iron as well. I've got one of the irons. I have got a Pulte, but it's not as good as that. I think it's a different version than that.
Lower
It does-
model,
yeah, not as nice as that one. But I've learned huge amounts tonight about, because my steam up, it still does pretty much the same things that I've learned that
Yes,
it will
yeah,
do.
absolutely,
The
yeah.
iron, I have one, but I've learned much more about
Good.
it and how to clean it and stuff like that. So again, what I've already thought was a brilliant iron is now in my mind an even brillianter iron. But really been wonderful tonight. I've loved every second of the show tonight.
No, I've enjoyed it. It's been very good.
And again, we've all learned together.
Even though they're not bothered and talk to us.
Yeah, I know. Well, we had each other, and we'd Sam as well. Just give a mention. Sam is on the floor. He's okay. No, he's absolutely brilliant. Sam is. Sam Shop on TV as he is in my phone. I couldn't tell you. I don't even. What is your surname, Sam? Smith. Of course, it's Sam Smith. Yeah, it is. Of course, Bev here as well. We have the Sam Smith. Yeah, and we've also got Lloyd is there as well.
He is.
Half.
Yes,
he was helping out earlier on.
He's the driver.
He's the driver. Yeah, she has a driver, ladies and gentlemen. Gemma is our producer, who's just always wonderful and magical anyway, and Kieran, our director, who is a genius with buttons as well. Who's Kieran? Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's a lovely team of people here. It genuinely is. Sean and Hayley are going to be back, by the way, next week. But we've got tomorrow night. What's happening tomorrow night? We've got Cult 51 with Martha. Now, I've got to tell you this, okay? And this is true. Cult 51. It's a skincare.
Ah.
Not the claims on this, but what this does and is proven to do is Richard Myers, right? Is Richard Meir, I should say, is incredible. I got some for Ellie, okay, and it is brilliant. She used it. She went, "This is just magical."
Oh.
It is. Honestly, please tune in for that. You'll be blown away by it. The next night, I'm not sure what we have. Munchies. Munchie?
Oh, the micro munchies, yes, they're very good.
Oh yeah, thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sandwich maker thing.
Yes,
and then the next night after that, I'm back again, and I have got Einhell with Mike Saint, which I'm looking forward to because I've seen him do a few things before.
I'm driving to Spain.
I'm going to be tired after that one. No, myself and Mike are going to be here with Einhell lawnmowers and a few other bits as well. So loads of great stuff coming up as well. But honestly, Bev, I have to say the most massive thank you for tonight. It's been just brilliant. It really has. It's been lovely to have you. And of course, you as well. Don't forget, channel 89 is our Freeview channel. It's on right now, right through to 6 p.m. We go live for 7 nights a week, sometime after midnight. We say that because we don't know what programming it is. It could be midnight, it could be 2 minutes after midnight, it could be 1 a.m. We don't know. But check it out. But we always go live till 3 a.m. And we always have what we consider to be the best products at the best prices for you guys. But of course, the biggest thanks is not to say thank you to everybody here, but is to you guys at home. Because if you didn't watch us and buy some things, well, you know, we wouldn't be open. We wouldn't be a shop, because shops can't function unless we have you as that. But good night to you.
Good night.
Good night to everybody. And sleep well, everyone. And join us again tomorrow. And from all of us here at Shop on TV, God bless. Good night.